So the reason I think that Shane should adopt Jack is because when I think of the movie I Am Legend, you guys have seen I Am Legend. Will Smith in that movie gives me Shane vibes. Like Shane kinda is like the real version of Will Smith in I Am Legend. So
You mean like the blandest person in existence?
Black with what?
Blandest
Blandest.
person.
Some of the black is that's a rule.
It was
That's
that's
better.
what I heard, but nah,
okay. What is it? The 14th of March 2026.
Don't do it.
They're now behind you.
It's okay, man. Like it's all about the grind, it's all about the hustle. They understand this, right? Everyone who has started a podcast understands this. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Barely Functional Podcast. We are here together once again for episode 5.
Yeah.
5. So that's the half of 10. Yeah. We are here for episode 5. A couple of guys sharing one brain cell most of the time, and there's 5 of us here today as well, and we're going to be talking about, whatever comes to mind. But before we even jump into, today's conversations, let's just get a temp check. Everyone looks extremely tired. The heat was excruciating in Cape Town this week. How are we feeling? Start from left to right. We'll go Matthew.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. I am very good. The heat, it was crazy. I think I was Tuesday now, 40 degrees.
Yeah.
wait.
For you guys.
Tuesday was 40 degrees. That was insane. I don't think you could go outside, but it was still really nice. I enjoy summer a lot. I think winter is cool. I know you can always like increase heat in winter, but summer is also like really fun vibes. You can go outside, go to the beach, go out with friends. So I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Leo?
I hated it. Moments. I had it every second. I had to work outside. It was 42 degrees. People were telling me like, bro, it's 38 by me. I'm like, dog. When it was 38 by me, it was 32 by them. And we were not the same. And it was terrible. I was out in yards. I was in the roofs. I woke up people's houses. It's warmer in the house than outside. It was like, I love winter so much more. It's so much better. This is a curse of humanity for summer to be this warm. And yeah.
Awesome. Mr. Michael?
I enjoyed this weather, outside, anything. It was cool. So now the 42. It's so like, yeah, guys. I didn't feel one gain of 42. Like, yeah, it's alright.
For those wondering, 42 is Shane's age. Just so that you all know that.
42 is not my age. What?
Yes, he's much older.
Away from PCT actually, no? Fun fact, I checked the weather, it would have been 105 Fahrenheit. It's just funny when you think about like the way you say it,
Yeah.
it just sounds hotter than
Yeah.
2 degrees. But nah, I survived. We also was Roy Parat, if you don't know me by now, you will never know me. That was so good, bro. Like I hope that it 23 degrees where I'm at. I'm not really happy.
From my side, the heat was terrible. And this is why I also prefer winter. In winter, you can dress yourself warmly. In summer, you can't dress yourself coldly. So unless you're working in a place with like a really good AC, the heat was really, really bad. But I did start running again consistently, and that's been kind of good for me. Especially in the early mornings before it got to 40, 39, 38 degrees Celsius. And I was speaking to Liam earlier just about overall how our week was before we started recording. And I told him that when you study and when you work at the same time, you have time for almost nothing else. Don't know if anyone else feels that way.
That is true.
But
You have time for nothing.
the way I'm behind on assignments now, it isn't even due yet. Right, I know my bro.
Have you guys gone through your work like at all?
I've one class that I consistently join and then there is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've tried to do the new thing where I'm actually writing notes down and I'm actually like studying instead of doing what we usually do. Wait until an assignment and just like read through whatever is like relevant. So I've been trying to do that. But the reason I'm saying this is because I remember there was a time we had this thing called the Watchers where we would watch movies consistently. Wow, at the beginning we wouldn't, and we would slow down towards the end. And I thought like, when's the last time you sat down and watched a proper movie? Like, prepped yourself to watch this movie, and get popcorn. Just prepped yourself to watch a good movie. When's the last time you were able to do that?
I was off about. Oh, it was now new, like, I could have used it time to study. I was off. When was I in myself? I do it with the wrestling. It's not a movie, no, but I do it a lot with the wrestling, you know. Yeah, like 11 license in the show. You know, I just like if it's a PLE, I just take the day off and be like, I'm gonna watch this and then what do this. It was luckily Saturday and then Sunday was not off, so I just. So it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
So the WrestleMania was sort of the movie. That's what you say.
That's what I'm doing at this point. I'm watching the wrestling movie.
Always a better man than me. Last movie I watched was somewhere in January. I watched Sinners, and then after that, I watched like 2 hour long YouTube videos if that counts, but I've not sat down to watch like a movie since January.
For me, the last time I watched a movie, basically, that was
The first time I did it.
oh, that's no man. The last time I watched like just like focus. Oh, I'm gonna watch this movie today. That was when I was on a 6-week vacation.
6 weeks.
6 week
I
vacation.
want to work
We need to get that job.
I want to.
It's like part of like
Paid vacation.
But for context, guys, that's when movies still was silent. No, they showed the next
wow.
with the words on.
Lie to the people.
That's when was
First live show.
Like, it's one thing we didn't
No, I don't believe so. I don't think the games exist.
It's an Oscar. It's an Oscar movie.
Yeah.
But I know Shane was the guy who coded Walt Disney's like first characters became
Steve, Willie, that guy at the right side.
He was the inspiration, but he was so hard.
I'm both the generations. You want to put it? I'm both generations.
He built
That's how
He was the first
Mickey Mouse. We take from Mickey Mouse. We do too. What's this? Princess nonsense. They put now and then.
Disney's built on Francis.
No.
Nobody seen the shiniest.
You see when we start, we go up, and then
I think Disney's first movie is Snow White.
Yeah, I think it was Snow White.
Yeah, their first
No,
motion.
I think it was the first Princess movie. It wasn't the first
Yeah.
movie, right?
Their first motion picture was Snow White, right?
Okay, Liam, just fact check that for us. And Wally is, what about you? When's the last time you watched a genuine, like, prepped yourself to watch a movie?
Yo, I actually can't remember when was the last time I watched a movie. I think the last time I actually watched a proper movie that I was excited for though was Superman. Like I was genuinely excited to watch Superman, and I've never been excited to watch a movie since.
And I think you even like watched it a couple of times after that, right?
Yeah, I watched Superman a lot. I like Superman a lot.
So Matthew was right to watch Snow White. I humbly apologize for that.
In 1937.
Is
And
it
saying this thing is all there.
Shane was on the production.
Shane knows Mickey Mouse better because he's Steamboat Willie.
Another life, but that I
He personally hired the voice actor for Snow White in the movie.
Shane is that meme of the Narnia meme. Don't quote a sacred scripture to me. I was there when it was written.
When they said, let us create that, they were talking to Shane.
Shane was like, it's a good idea, dog. It's a good idea.
You know,
I like it.
The last time I genuinely like planned for a movie, and I told Liam this, I took my car for a service in Tableview, and obviously it took some time. So obviously I couldn't like get back home, and so I decided I'm gonna go watch a movie just for like pastime. But it wasn't actually to watch the movie; it was to sleep in the cinema because I was sick the day as well. So I dropped the car at the service. I went to the mall and I booked the movie, and I booked Zootropolis too. I was supposed to watch Wicked for Good. Zootopia. What's the correct? Is it Zootopia? Is it Zootropolis?
You both are right.
Okay, but I was supposed to watch Wicked for Good, but then I decided I didn't want to watch it in that state because I loved the first one so much, and then I went to go and watch Zootopia, and I was supposed to sleep, so I like made myself comfortable, but the movie was so good that, well, not great. I think it was a bit weaker than the first one, but it was entertaining enough to keep me awake and to keep me like entertained by the movie, and that's the last time I genuinely like watched the movie. After that, it's like I'm gonna watch a movie, and then after like 10 minutes, I'm like, nah, let's just put an episode in a sitcom. Let's just put in a YouTube video. We just don't have the mental capacity to watch anymore. And the reason I'm asking that is because today's topic is actually movies, just movies, film, not series or TV, simply movies and films. The reason is I think it's something we can all relate to. Even though you may not be a movie fanatic, everyone has seen at least a movie in their life. Everyone has liked and disliked movies. Everyone has seen a movie that's made them cry, that's made them laugh, that's kept them entertained, or that has changed their perception on something completely. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Movies. and we're gonna start with a bit of a game, right? So all of you guys were requested to give me your top 3 movies, right?
What did I say?
All of you guys were requested to give me your top 3 movies. Well, to give Matthew your top 3 movies.
Yes.
So Matthew kind of already knows the answer, so he's not allowed to.
I'm not taking part in the game.
Yeah, you're not allowed to take part in the game. And the rules are 3 pictures will be shown. Individuals will need to guess who on the Belly Functional cast has those 3 movies as their top 3, and then the results will should be shown at the end of the game. And have fun, and then we can have a discussion about the movies that we see. I hope I Am Legend is under Shane now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, so that's sort of the game. Everyone ready?
Yeah, I think mine is gonna be immediately recognizable.
I think mine as well,
Yeah, mine is
Yeah, just make sure to read out the movies, yeah, when you see them.
Okay, awesome. Let's get started. So the first one we have, player 1, is the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, the Karate Kid, and the Avengers. And I'm gonna guess first.
Wait, read the quote. I was very happy finding this quote. Because this quote is actually from Tokyo Drift. It says, there's no wax on, wax off for drifting.
So I'll get my first guess, and I think this is Shane.
I also believe it is Shane. I'm not seeing Spider-Man, so I know it's not you. I know Roy would have some weird ass picks.
the best
So-
respect,
Can I just intervene here? If you guys know that it's someone and that person knows themselves, don't say it's yourself now. We're keeping it for the end of the
But
road.
I think it's Shane. I think it's Shane. I'm willing to bet money on that side.
yeah, I'm gonna triple down. I Karate Kid, Tokyo Drift, and then what's that
Avengers.
one? Avengers.
Yeah.
And then the quote is which on, which off in Tokyo Drift.
There's
Yeah.
no it's not.
There's no wax on, wax
which
off
in
with
Tokyo
drifting.
Drift. It's saying it's in
This is a guy movie. This is
Yeah,
like,
this is like guy movies there.
This is woman cheat movie.
you're gonna defend yourself.
Are you gonna defend yourself or say anything before I reveal the answer?
Yeah. Yeah, guys,
What is it talking?
Yeah. Who knows? The results that I don't whatever.
I won't lie, I was trolling a bit. I was just trolling a bit. Yeah, you go to the next one.
Here's the next slide.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So before we go there, just Shane, I gotta tell the next movies. I know this is really Shane, why those movies?
Okay. So, we start with the first one, character. You see that the movie for me, it's like discipline.
That was guy answer.
Like, that's why I like the movie, because it's like a movie. You see discipline, the order to achieve what you want to achieve. Yes, you're gonna get sit down. You're gonna get like what's the latest one? 17, man.
No, they actually came out one last year, Karate Kid Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't count because I didn't watch it. Like, but the last one we would see, we I think what's it? Jaden Smith. Like the replays in the movies, like go to China, gets bullied, Mr. Han comes out, Mr. Han says him, check it on, check it off. Discipline, like, you get what you want, like you want to win, you want to learn Kung Fu. You want to learn Kung Fu. So now, at the end of the day, he's getting where he wanted to run. Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift is just one of the best movies. Of the Fast and the Furious.
No, that's
franchise.
true. I agree with that.
Like, you got, like, that's the best.
Just the pause kill, that's the best movies. It was
I was looking for words. If I say that it's the best movie, people's gonna ask, what? Lord of the Rings? You're not gonna put Lord of the Rings as a movie? You're gonna put, like, you see, I'm not calling out, I'm like, but these people, it's something the city. It's gonna be like, what? No, but the kissing booth is getting it fast enough.
No
I'm like,
way.
what?
Yeah,
That's
that's a
you
child.
see. But for me, that's in the Fast and the Furious franchise. That specific movies always 8 out of 10. I would dare watch it over and over again.
maybe not all of them, but I think
Like,
most.
is it the best movie for you guys?
Tokyo Drift. Okay, let me reword it. My favorite Fast and the Furious movie is Fast 7. I think it maybe just because of the emotional bait. But my favorite one is definitely Fast and the Furious 7. And I like the first one a lot as well. But Fast 7 is my favorite one.
Yeah, my favorite one is 5.
Yeah, 5 is
I think
okay.
that's
Oh, the
what,
heist.
that's what the rock, right?
Yeah, when it first is introduced, I feel like
The
it
heist.
was crazy, yes, because the
Yeah.
shave scene, but it wasn't crazy. It gave a lot of cool stakes to it. It was the start of them going off the rails, but it was still kept some of the roots. I just thought it was a
I'm
really
a
good
big fan
movie.
of 5. Yeah.
Like, for me, no, but like, the other fast. It's starting to jump you out of buildings with cars. Yeah, but Fast 10 is nice. I
Fast
like,
10 is good, but Fast 9 is just horrible.
but
Fast 9 is just.
I was like, what am I watching here? I'm like, I'm not getting the
I couldn't even see who the villain was.
Yeah, at one point it's like it's Fast 5, 6. I think 6 is the last one that fully set down. And
Yeah.
The others was ignorant.
Mm.
And that's like days. So you know when you're sitting like coming to a room doing something, it's on, but you just
Yeah, second one of the.
away.
Yeah.
It was me with everything else. But for me now, on the Fast and the Furious, for instance, I think it'd be too Fast, too Furious.
Yeah.
Then Tokyo, bro. Then it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you guys are really sleeping on Fast 7, man. Jason Statham as a villain.
None of us said it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say Fast 7. But Fast 7
Yeah,
is
I just
good.
feel like the stable doesn't give that movie the respect that it deserves.
Fast 7 is
I will say my favorite is also Tokyo.
With Karate Kid, why did they move to China in the first place? What was the
Money?
Was it money?
I think it's money.
She
yeah.
got a job there?
Yeah. Life was
Back
back in
on-
America.
That's because I saw a clip onto it in the week where there's a scene where Jaden Smith is talking to Taraji P and he's like, in the movie now where they're acting, and he says that, why'd you move us to China? I didn't want to be here. And everyone in the comments were like, why did you move him to China? But I never like found the answer. So I was like, why did you take him there? And then he got bullied by Chinese kids.
It's funny now. Shane said earlier he went to China to learn Kung Fu. The movie's name is The Karate Kid. He learned karate in China. It's a Japanese martial art.
They're saying here because she received a mandatory job transfer
Oh.
at a automotive company.
Oh,
Like the company basically told her, either you go to our garage in China
Or you find
or you fired.
Okay, my question is that how important is this woman in this company? Like, what is a person like if you just a normal like line worker, for example? Because I saw the movie, I said, I look like she's dead, you know?
Yeah.
You know, in your company, wise you go to China, my bro. Or else you get fired. But you just working a line, bro.
There's actually a lot of companies, like I think specifically Liam Georgewin, like in terms of their game development and stuff, like you don't earn a lot of money, but you're all like a pivotal part of the company, so they like just try to move you around and make you.
Yeah, that's fair, though, but like,
So maybe she's in a similar position, maybe she's like an important part, but like she doesn't get paid that much money.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to go down the rabbit hole of Karate Kid universe, but I think it's gonna. I think I'm gonna frustrate myself too much. Avengers, Shane.
the first one.
It's a cool movie.
Huh?
It's a good movie.
This is good. When you talk about all of them, or just particularly the first one? The first one.
The first one is on his top 3.
That's the like. I mean, also, I think it's the best movie. That's a big for me.
No edit.
It's good.
Period.
For me, it's the best. Because it's like, yeah, I have the words. Yeah. But yeah, for me, it's what's. That's been about to cry.
You look so emotional.
Like that. It's so early in the morning.
You think about Paul Coulson.
Toch hebben we Linda Low en haar is zo
Thanks, Shane.
It's 5 o'clock something.
Do any of you guys have any questions for Shane stuff today before I move on to the next
I
one?
just want to say, I get it, Shane. I get it. It's a start for it. That
Yeah.
started the MCU.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
I just
from-
say that I haven't followed the MCU
forever.
in the sense of chronologically. I started with people gonna cover before this, but I started with the second last movie.
Infinity War?
At the end for the two, yeah. And then I went to Endgame, and then I went back to watch everything from the beginning. So, yeah.
I mean, that's interesting. That's you saw the final game, but
Yeah, just that the stakes are so high when you watch it from the beginning and you get to Infinity War and Endgame. I remember Matthew doesn't like the MCU now, no, but this guy was down bad for those movies back then. Like he was there opening night watching them because the stakes were so extreme when you were following the universe at the time.
Yeah, they follow.
But
It's the MCU began that all of it. Yeah, I get confused sometimes. Like now you need to go watch. Now they're giving you Captain in America back in 1948. You know, if that movie comes out in 2079, you go watch a movie that went to like Hulk 1, it wasn't 2 times. I get confused. How does this all fit all together?
I'll send you a list later on. Then.
That's long.
I'm gonna go to the next slide. So awesome, you guessed that. I know the results at the end, but
Yeah, you can already guess it.
yeah. Okay. The next three, I'm not gonna guess first. I'm gonna give Leroy a chance to guess first on this one. So the next three movies are A Silent Voice, Dead Poet Society, and The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And and the quote is, "I dare you to kiss the prettiest girl in the room on the lips." Yeah, it's a pretty easy guess, this one.
That's my guess. I don't think like all the movies a silent voice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Poet Society, The Perks of Being.
Wallflower.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Great movie. It's very sentimental.
I must go with it.
Can I admit to something? I haven't seen A Silent Voice yet, so I can't. But The Perks of Being a Wallflower was enough for me to know that it was Liam. Great movie, wonderful movie, and Dead Poet Society. Just let me know, like, what is the reason behind these three picks?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna defend myself. This is really the Dead Poet Society, and Person in a Wallflower. In my ranking of these, it's Person in a Wallflower number 1, number 2 A Silent Voice, and then number 3 Dead Poet Society. So I'll start by Dead Poet Society. I think I was also going through like a rough patch in my life, and seeing someone go to kids in like this rigid structure, this you do this, there is no other way, and telling them that there is through art, through expressing yourself in different forms, you can find it through your art. This is not a factory. You shouldn't be cookie cutter. Break the mold, you know. And that's why in my day-to-day reference, I reference "Oh Captain, My Captain" so much. And I think I also I forgot how much of an impact it had on me until recently, because I was scrolling through TikTok and like some guy who was like, "Can this movie make me cry?" And I saw Dead Poet Society, and for a second I forgot, and then I remembered, the movie still continues for 3 minutes after a good scene. And I was like, oh yeah, this like it shows us how, like, if you try, like, because a lot of older people say, you must bend the tree for it to grow, right? But what I don't also say is like, if you bend the tree too much, it snaps. And I think that was like kind of the lesson of it. Like, you need to allow something to grow properly. Putting too much force on the tree. All that. So yeah, that is me for Dead Poet Society. A Silent Voice is just sad, man. It's just a kid trying to redeem himself. For context, like the main character bullies this girl relentlessly. She's a deaf girl, so much so she leaves the school day. Because they kept on playing out her implants so much so that it became so bad she couldn't get implants anymore. Because the implants actually it's surgically implanted into. So they kept on pulling it out and the tissue became so damaged she couldn't do it again. He bullied her relentlessly, and then when she finally left, all of his friends turned on him. They're like, "Nah, dog, it was always you. You bullied her." And they started bullying him. So when he meets her again in high school, he's like the shut-in guy that wants to kill himself. There's a theme here, I guess. But and then he tries to kind of get back, like try to repent with her. It's just a really beautiful movie. I watched it when I was younger, didn't hit me as hard, but then I rewatched it, and on the second watch, that was really good. And then Person in a Wallflower, same thing. Coming of age in a very raw medium. It's just like you see this guy grow, and he's not a good person fully. He's not a bad person. He has flaws. The quote itself is a quote where he was a total a-hole. But you still sympathize with me. The people in here, the relationships form. It's concise. It's beautiful. It's real. It's a very real and raw. And the ending, I'm not going to spoil any of these movies, but the reveal of what happened, it contextualized a lot of his behavior as well. And just all those really good movies that I reference constantly. I say we accept the love we think we deserve as much as I possibly can. It's beautiful quote. So
Liam's like responses to Shane's like just so different to each other, and it's like it's cooking me on the inside. But really as well, great movies. I think Dead Poet Society is also rised up. It just narrowly missed out of my top 3. Great movie with Robert Williams. it's so sad that I only watched these movies like 10 to 20 years after they were actually that they came out. So it was just like I felt like I was so behind, man. But it also opened a rabbit hole for me to watch more movies with Robert Williams, to watch more movies with this particular theme. And yeah, man, like great picks as well.
I was trying to figure out what the silent. I've watched all of them. I think.
What?
All of them.
It's one movie. It's one movie.
No, not the silent. I'm talking about all your
Oh.
movies. I'm trying to think. I was trying to remember now what the silent voice was about, but then I remembered it. Not even remember. I just googled the
Synopsis.
none of the synopsis, the poster, and then I saw like, nah, what's this? But they're all good movies. Which for some reason there's a movie with the dragon on it, but I can't remember the movie. It was where my was at now. I think it was Spirit Away. I don't know why it's Spirit Away. It's Spirit Away. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna make a joke about that. It's like you must do so deep. Then came out the whole movie.
Yeah, the guys have anything to say? Liam's picks.
Nah, not really. I like these picks a lot. A Silent Voice, I was shocked to see it, I'm being honest with you. I didn't think you liked the movie that much. I'm a huge Silent Voice fan. I never talk about it, but it is one of my favorite movies. It's really cool. Yeah.
The Silent Voice is literally not. I'm not sure if it still is. Yeah, it's my keypad background.
Oh. There was a time I really liked this movie. I would watch it consistently. Awesome.
Thanks for that, Liam. Thanks for your picks. And then next up we have Back to the Future, Gladiator, and The Patriot. And the quote is, "Are you not entertained?" I'll give Liam the chance to guess first on this one.
This is Roy. Like,
So Roy.
there's not a shot. It's not Roy. Yeah, this is very much Roy's pick. Roy likes the older movies.
Yeah.
He likes the older guy movies.
Yeah.
You know, this is very much. Roy currently looks like he's from Back to the Future. Like,
Yeah.
The way he looks like that. So yeah, it's Roy. It's Roy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Leroy.
It's got me in the first one. Back to the Future.
Why would I go Back to the Future?
It's a
Since why you not entertained? Can I be honest? This is Georgie, but he's not here.
Shit, Georgie's in this.
So this is Georgie. Yeah, I think this is Georgie.
No, I stick with my guy. I know Georgie is in this. He's seen these movies. This could be Georgie. I forgot about Georgie.
Or it could be Jordan. He just took out Spider-Man to fuck with us. Oh, I could be a guy who like these movies. He wants to be the gladiator.
Can I say that, guys? In my favorite movie was The Patriot. You're gonna learn a lot of things about me.
Leroy is throwing me off with this George thing, but I
It's
genuinely
Roy.
think it's Roy. But like Good Morning Vietnam is in here, and I know Roy loves that movie.
He's also dressed like he's from Good Morning Vietnam as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Georgie part of this?
Yes, he is part
I'm
of it.
going Georgie. I'm switching. I think Good Morning Vietnam is on Roy's list. I am 60% sure.
But Georgie in The Patriot?
The thing is, I've never heard Leroy talk about The Patriot at all. Like, and Back to the Future, I'm sure he likes it, but he references this movie not a lot.
He references Gladiator a lot, but I feel like everyone can reference.
Gladiator's the one, but the same thing. Gladiator's like, we all reference Gladiator.
Everyone says, "Are you not entertained?"
I'm gonna switch my guess to Georgie.
Okay, I'm going to put Alan this is Georgie.
I say
I need to talk to him.
Sebastian also part of this.
No, me and Sebastion are not part of it.
So it's Georgie. I would.
I'm standing on my guns on this one. It's Roy.
Okay. The reveal? Can we do the reveal?
There's no
There's
reveal.
no reveal.
When is it?
I can reveal that it is me. I'm joking. It's Georgie.
Georgie about The Patriot. Holy shit, I did not expect
But I was shocked when I saw that movie. You said that list to me. And I was like, I didn't was like, what? Am I sure? I googled this movie and I was like, what is this?
This is about I've never watched it. No, I need to talk to you about this. I need to find out.
Georgie's not here.
What's the Patriot about?
Yeah, I was going. Georgie's not here. So can you give us like insight into The Patriot?
I'm not watching it. That's why I was like, I need to talk to you.
I never watched it either. I googled. I was like, what is this movie? And Mel Gibson's in it.
Because I was thinking Braveheart now, but it's Braveheart, which is
A peacekeeping farmer who feels compelled to join the militia after his son Thomas is murdered by a British officer. He goes as far as leading the fight against the enemy. This is just Braveheart.
And there's and there's literally as well.
This is like the Civil War. No, this is just Braveheart.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The thing is, this movie is what made us like conflict on choosing Leroy and Georgie.
So this looks like a Roy pig, Roy.
Yeah, but then I mean, honest, if it was me, I would not, if it wasn't bad, it would be that.
It will be Braveheart because Roy loves Braveheart.
I would never.
But you understand why I would think it's Roy, because I know Roy loves Braveheart. It's like, what if Roy's trolling and picking another Mel Gibson movie?
I'm gonna throw away.
Do you know yourself?
Wow.
I know myself, but so.
But really, these picks threw me off, man. Fair play to Georgie. Georgie's not here for the listeners. Unfortunately, can't I go through his top picks, but I think we can. I haven't seen The Patriot, but I think I can say Back to the Future is a good movie. Gladiator is a good movie. And
solid movie.
solid picks as well. I'm just
So much as well.
I'm trying to like imagine Georgie sitting on a couch and watching The Patriot. Like,
Like, you know, it's even hard for me, you know, I know Gladiator is a good movie, you know,
Yeah.
but seeing George like sit down for like that long of a movie and just like, yeah, this is peak cinema. And it's- But to be fair, George is also a big Kingdom lover. He loves Kingdom, which is like a
Yeah, that
really
you have to explain
political.
what that is. Yeah.
It's like it's an anime. I think it's based on the Three Kingdoms, right?
Yeah.
So it's like basically like very social, like political, like military, like war-based anime. And Georgie loves that shit.
I like anime and I can't watch it.
What's the premise in it then?
It's like it's very like military. It's almost like the show, no? Like episodes will just be about me and Jordan talking about Jordan, how are we gonna defeat these enemies? And we got play. I'm like, how do you watch that and be like super
and
entertained?
Georgie likes it.
Georgie likes, so you know, with that context, I should have guessed Georgie.
Can I put this challenge up in Georgie's entrance? We all watched The Patriot.
Yeah.
Give it a rating.
Yeah, you know,
I feel like it's
Yeah,
it's-
I'll watch it.
How long is the movie?
Is the Watchers Part 3 happening?
No. 2 hours and 45 minutes.
I can.
It's almost 3 hours.
So it's 3 hours.
How long is the Gladiator?
The issue isn't the length of the movie. The issue is finding 3 hours to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long is the Gladiator?
I'm checking out.
Okay. Well, Georgie.
10 minutes at least. 2 hours 35 minutes.
Okay.
So Georgie likes like long movies.
Likes
bro.
long movies.
This man-
Look, Georgie, in your absence, great picks. And legend, you really messed us up. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the next slide.
Oh, these brats, I really don't know me. Yeah, so
Next slide. So movies are Toy Story 3, Coach Carter, and Spider-Man 1. I wonder who this is. I'm gonna give Shane the opportunity to go first.
Okay. Obviously, it's Jordan for Spider-Man and for Toy Story. Okay, Coach Carter. I can. Yeah, Jordan. It's obvious Jordan. What good? Comes good. I'm on Jordan, man.
I say Jordan, not just because of Spider-Man. By the way, this man glazes Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best animated movies in existence. It has to be Jordan. I didn't know he's a Coach Carter fan like that. I've not watched Coach Carter.
every night.
I've not.
It's a really good movie.
I've watched it through like some YouTube shows. I really it's on my list. I need to watch it. It looks really
on
good.
the what's his list, man.
But yeah, Spider-Man, Toy Story. If this is not Jordan, yeah.
I'm gonna guess Leroy. I think that Leroy is a big fan of the Spider-Man 1 movie particularly. Roy likes animation, and I know he always talks about Toy Story 3. Especially, I think you said Lotso was your favorite villain in animation. And then Coach Carter, I mean, like it's a great movie, so I would expect it to be on his list as well. I'm gonna vote Leroy.
Okay, my take now is solely based on Coach Carter, and I'm going with Jordan because he's going through a lot in the coaching phases for the All Blacks and for Man United. And he wants to be a Coach Carter to beat the All Blacks and Man United. So he's getting the inspiration, you know, that one day he's hopeful.
Gonna step up on
Yeah,
an Old
he's
Trafford.
hopeful he's gonna get the GP, was it great point average that of the Man United fans or players up, get them into suits and get them serious about life.
Yeah.
You had a ball of Tottenham and Manchester United.
What is making what? You want to turn Man United? So you want to turn Man United into Tottenham?
No.
You call yourself a United fan.
No, I say you want to ball Tottenham and Manchester United philosophy. No, man.
I'm so understand.
He's comparing Tottenham and
No.
Man United.
Tottenham is in a relegation battle at the moment. No doubt. They're gonna get relegated.
But
No doubt about it. I'm feeling it.
They're not going to get relegated.
They're gonna get relegated.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
there's going to be another club. There's going to be like, anyways. But based on Coach Carter and nothing else, not even Spider-Man 3. So,
I will concede it is me. It is me. Coach Carter, okay, I'll end with Coach Carter since that's probably the one that's a shock to you guys. Spider-Man, I think it's kind of obvious, yeah. Spider-Man 1 is the movie that started my love for superheroes. It's 2002. It's the first superhero movie I watched. And it changed the landscape. Although Blade and X-Men came out before that, I think Spider-Man 1 really changed the landscape of comic book movies a lot. Casting was spot on. And the movie still like lives. It's still a bit of a comfort movie for me that I would watch. You know, the whole thing about forgiveness and just taking on the responsibility of having powers. Well, you guys know the theme. I don't have to explain the theme to you, but yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. Toy Story 3. Oh man. Getting a bit emotional now. I'm like, I grew up very similar to Andy. Had a lot of toys. Matthew as well. You'll know both of us had a lot of toys. I was always jealous of his toys because he had like Buzz Lightyear and all these guys. But similar, and like the whole thing about the lifespan of a toy being with a kid and then growing older and the kid eventually has to let go of the toys. It doesn't like fail to still, you know, provoke emotions out of me. I still get the emotion when I watch it. And I mean, like, it's, you know how crazy it is for this movie to make you love toys, man. Like, it's toys and it makes you love it. And the ending of the third one, where he finally says goodbye and he goes away to college and he sort of gives the toys to Bonnie. Like, that whole thing, for me, that's the best scene in cinema. You know, you guys are going to argue with me, but for me, like, that particular scene where Woody and Buzz are sitting on the stoopy, I don't know the English word, on the stoop, the porch, and they're saying goodbye to Andy as he's driving away. Like, for me, that scene, it sort of like gave me the whole thing about goodbyes and it's okay to say goodbye. And yeah, Toy Story 3 is my favorite animated movie of all time, and I still watch it until today. Coach Carter, I know I don't speak about it often, and it's because I thought nobody else was into sport movies like I was, but Matthew actually proved me wrong yesterday. He actually is a big sports movie fan as well. Coach Carter, I watched for the first time with my mom when I was very young, and you guys know I'm a sportsman. Soccer is the top one, but I watch almost every sport. And this movie kind of changed my perception a lot on just like attitude and humility and how far it can get you, especially because it's based on a true story for those who has watched it. And you know, the whole thing with Carter coming in and telling the guys, because all of them were, are we allowed to swear on this thing? But they were a-holes. All of the kids were a-holes, and they wanted to play basketball. And he went even as far as to like close up the gym to say, like, if you don't get your attitude right, you're not going to be a good professional. You're going to come to the basketball, you got to wear a suit. If you want to be part of this team, you have to get a GPA of this. And the parents, you know, like in the karatascope, why does my kid have to wear a tie? You know, it was so weird. But he really brought that sort of that proper culture into it and made them understand that the culture is what makes you successful overall. And not the whole team became fully successful, but he was able to touch a lot of their lives. And just that movie and the story and what he did and the importance of how far a good attitude can get you played a big part in how I sort of shaped my attitude and tried to, you know, take away from that and what he taught the guys in the movie. So that's why I love Coach Carter. It's not a movie I talk about often, but it's a movie I watch when I need to be brought back down to earth. And it's a movie I watch when I need to just take a pull that's just going to humble me a bit. You know what I'm saying? That's going to humble me a bit and be like, okay, dude, remember your roots. Remember how far humanity can take you. And yeah, that's why I love Coach Carter.
Can I just say something on Coach Carter? Love that movie. But let's see what the parents know.
Those people are so silly.
They went to this store. Okay, spoiler alert if you haven't. Also, the movie came out in
Yeah,
That's fine. I've seen the scene with the parents.
Okay, actually, don't spoil it. Maybe Liam wants to watch it.
But moreover, yeah,
Let's see what the parents are annoying.
my bro, like, but yeah, it's you and
But didn't the guy say like, I don't want to go to Goodwill because I'm broke?
They didn't want to buy tires because tires are too expensive, and then they said you could get them for like.
But I'm not broke now.
It was so annoying.
Also asking for bare minimum. It's like a 2 point something, no 1 point something.
It was 2
point something.
No,
Yours
the
2.5,
minimum,
no?
yeah, the minimum was like 1.8 or something.
Yeah,
And he said,
then ask bare minimum. Sit in front of class. Do
Yeah.
this beyond that, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, we can't do that.
Yeah, they're very entitled, the parents.
And the thing is, his coaching worked. I don't see why they were upset. They won the first couple of games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I can't remember now. What's the movie so much? But I know they were doing well. And then the parents come in after he implements some rules again, and they start getting. No, it's after he closed down the gym, and everyone's upset. The kids have to play basketball to get a scholarship. And shoot, I don't know. I hope I'm not spoiling this for you now. And then I'm like, why are you guys upset though? The coaching has been working so far.
Yeah.
He's just like, telling these kids to grow up, and you guys, they were so annoying in that movie. But yeah, man, Coach
Like
Carter.
sometimes, like sometimes people think, oh no, if you play ball, like especially like even in South Africa also, top schools, you play rugby, you're like, if you're on the performing team, you want to level. But again, if you're your discipline in your level of performance needs to go like this.
Yeah.
Like I think that's what the movie plays out. The coach in it, that's where you get the roles of coaches. It's like in that movie. So sports.
To me, I got the jacket.
Discipline. But that movie.
It's really interesting to see all the United fans. There's something about coaching. Insane, dude. That was so
The next movie with me and John's gonna create, it's gonna be the Sir Alex Ferguson movie.
Alex Ferguson.
It's a
I thought
documentary.
it was gonna say Coach Michaels.
I thought it'd be like Coach Karate or something.
yeah.
The Kung Fu coach.
Is it a movie shout out?
Yeah, Sean is okay.
This is one last thing I want to say now on Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man 1, but my favorite Spider-Man will always be Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I think that's most
Doctor
of them.
The train scene is just
Yeah,
such a beautiful
It's
scene.
brilliant.
The scene with him like kind of getting Otto back. It also talks about forgiveness. I think the themes of the first movie.
Yeah, it's also basically the whole trilogy is forgiveness. And I'm gonna say this now, and nobody's gonna argue with me. Not even all of you listening. Spider-Man 3 is a good movie. I love Spider-Man 3.
Anybody hates Spider-Man.
There's so many people. Okay, the thing is, I'm religiously on Twitter. There's so many people.
Spider-Man 3 is actually my favorite.
Okay, I will never say it's my favorite, but I don't dislike it.
What Spider-Man movie now? I think it's Spider-Man 3.
With Venom and Sandman.
No, it's not Spider-Man 3. The movie where Green Goblin.
Spider-Man 1.
Is one where he throws the bomb and he's like, nah, bro.
Yeah,
It's
it's Spider-Man 1.
Wait, are you talking about Harry Osborn? You talking about 3?
Oh, that is 3, yeah.
He throws the bomb.
And he has amnesia.
Just a random question, sorry, before we move on. How do you guys feel about Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movies?
Jordan doesn't like her. I know he's going with this. I like Mary Jane. I think she's
like her in 1. I started liking her a bit less in 2. And then in 3 she loses me a bit.
Okay, then you are losing about in 3 because the writing for 3 for her specifically is bad, not because
But
like.
listen, you and your girlfriend have an argument, no? You guys argue today. Tonight she's busy kissing Matthew in his bed.
But that's the problem with 3. That's the certain things that people have issue with 3 because 3 makes the characters, I don't know, it kind of like dumbs them down a bit. Like for some reason, Pete, for some reason, he's usually like a very chill guy. In the third one, when Mary Jane does that thing, he like just like loses. Like, I'm done with Mary Jane.
Yeah, but remember, the whole. Okay, I don't want to dissect it too much, but the whole symbiote on.
I know.
No, but I heard when you say they turn them from characters, and some of them ended up being characters.
Yeah, characters.
So that's why I say she loses me a bit in 3. The writing was not great. But the person I like the most in 3 is probably Harry, because Harry's just an a-hole the whole movie, and he stands on business about all of these things like crazy.
I like Gwen Stacy, she's also good.
It's barely a screen time. This
I
guy just
know,
likes her
but
because she looks good.
They should
But
have
I
given
think-
her more.
I mean, that's so wrong. And also, she does a good job.
But okay, thanks guys for appreciating. We'll go on.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, is that part of the movies?
Yep.
Okay, so there's 4
Because
movies.
this guy sent me 4 for that.
Roy.
Is that the honorable mention?
Roy.
Okay, I'll say that whatever they decide is honorable mention is honorable because they just said it before.
Definitely
Okay.
Roy.
So the 4 movies are is it Graveyard or Fireflies?
Grave of the Fire.
Grave of the Fireflies. Okay, Grave of the Fireflies, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Titanic, and Coco. He may have been your father, boy, but he was not your daddy. Are we guessing?
Nah, this is the Royest
Yeah,
thing
that's
ever.
the- that's the Roy.
Roy's for like until this day, Roy's personality is so much shaped by Guardians Volume 2. This man loves the soundtrack,
Yeah.
he loves the vibe. This guy tries to get everyone to watch Grave of the Fireflies. I can't. It's so traumatizing.
Guardians Volume 2 is my least favorite of the Guardians.
Why?
I think it's a cool movie. I don't think it's bad. Like, it's my least
I
favorite.
respect. Yeah,
2 is the
I
least
respect.
favorite.
Yeah, I like 2 the least, because I feel like 2 has like the quickest plot, man. Like everything goes very fast in 2. And I also don't like the build up to ego being like just like a whatever, because they played off as like a bit of a joke in between. Like he's like, I killed your mom, and then they just laughed about it. So I don't like that too much, but I think it's a good movie.
Roy, talk to
Explain.
us to
Where
me.
do I start? Let's start with the oldest movie first. It is technically Graveyard of Fire. Grave of. Why do I keep saying Graveyard?
Yeah,
of Fireflies?
I heard from him Graveyard of Fireflies.
Grave of Fireflies, then Titanic. Okay, I'll start with Grave of Fireflies, right? Grave of the Fireflies. So this is a movie Liam told me to watch now.
Okay.
But he didn't realize he's gonna create a monster in there, making me watch this movie. Okay, for everyone that knows me, I am into history a lot, especially like World War II type shit, you know. Yeah. So I think it's more about the learning, man, and what possibly could have, putting yourself in it, what possibly could have happened. It was like I don't know how true the events are in the movie, but this could have been someone's life.
Yeah.
And how many of you watched the movie actually?
Titanic.
All of you.
I watched it.
Flame of Fireflies. Can I spoil it? This would spoil it.
You can't spoil. I will say that this movie was made for crying. There's no hope in this movie. If you watch this movie, abandon all hope.
It's basically the whole movie.
That's why I could never finish it.
This movie is just a continuous downslope. When you think something's gonna go up, it just goes down.
But the thing and I think one of the reasons I resonate with the movie, is a sense is because this big brother, right? Man is trying to, what happened in Hiroshima, Nagasaki now?
Yeah.
All of that. Don't have to explain it. But what happened, Liam must now just let me know if I'm still on the right track here now.
Matthew.
Oh, Matthew, what's the full thing? That's when he carried his sister, right? And then his sister passed away along the way, but he's technically still with his sister in our perspective. And these are like, when I say the young, this boy is like 10 years old, 11
Yeah,
years
he's
old,
like
his
10,
sister is like
10,
4 or
11.
5 years old. And his parents got nuked. He's the surviving ones. That's when they had to carry his sister, try to keep his sister alive. She passed away. Then he carried her in
In a little tiny jar. It's like outside of the car.
then he also passed away. It's a journey, but it's not.
So it's like built on surviving or something.
Yeah, what's the movie?
They are trying to survive. So it's basically the Nagasaki Hiroshima just happened, and their parents are dead, like you said, and no one's taken in. Their aunt takes care of them for a bit because she gets money from like her dad was like in the military, so he gets like extra money from the government. But then the money starts running out, and she just like chased them out of the house, and it goes burst for them. Yeah, it's very bad.
And then this man has to take his sister. They will live by a river. He's trying to get them to watch the movie. Like it's a real. I'll say this now. If you want to cry, but you don't have a reason to cry, watch Grave of the Fireflies. Cry about it, but you actually cry about other stuff.
Yeah.
This is very bleak. I put this movie in the same category as The Pianist, where it's just like, there's no. It's the mic is paused.
Oh, okay. Thank God. That nigga was loud. Why are you barking, dude?
Take it out.
Yeah, I put Grave of the Fireflies and the pianist in the same that always. At least the pianist has a happy ending.
Yeah, that's happy.
This does not, dude. And like for you, if you want to know if this is happy ending or not, the first 3 minutes of the movie is the last 3 minutes of the movie. You'll know how it ends. From the first.
Yeah.
It is. I watched it on Sunday with my family, and we like none of them. They all left the room. So that's just, it's very dark.
But 10 out of 10 would recommend that to anyone listening out there. Where do I go next?
Coco.
Yeah, let's go with Coco. I think with Coco, right? It's just one of my favorite animated movies. The scenes, the animation, the style, the art, the culture, but also that relationship you have with your grandparents, you know. What this man would have done for his grandmother, great grandmother, you know. I was gonna put in Kanto, no, but the Kanto is like, nah, it's not the same. It's a different vibe to it. Yeah, and it's also just the journey, man. You know, you go with this light and you see, like, actually, you reflect back on your own life, you know. Then you ask, all people remember me? Yeah. When I have to say goodbye. Anyways, next movie type.
Before you go, next movie, I've never seen Coco, by the way.
Have you never seen
Same.
Coco?
It's a good movie, man.
12 out of 12.
I was supposed to watch
Check it out.
I would
It's a great
actually
movie.
watch it.
I was
This
supposed
is
to watch
also
it
one
with
of
my
Hilda's
cousin.
favorite animated movies. This is also one of Hilda's favorite animated movies.
Coco.
I was
think
supposed to
Lin-Manuel
watch it,
did
and I was
the
like,
soundtrack.
That
I was supposed to watch it.
Why were you supposed to watch it?
Because I wanted to watch it, and it was on a Saturday.
Moet je ook al volgen?
No. It's just not gonna force me to watch a movie.
Yeah.
No, but my cousin was by
Any future girls interested in Shane, you heard that?
Dan ga je ook niet goed zien. Dus zelfstandige naam.
So now my cousin was there, so she wanted to watch cartoons. So I'm like looking for cartoons, and I'm like, okay, what's this? I was like, okay, let's be. I'm not gonna watch what just to make time go by. And like, okay, now this is a nice movie. Like you can see, like the connection, man. Like what do you want to build with family time and stuff like. Nah, I enjoyed it. Like, and I'm not someone like you guys don't hear me watch movies like I watch Soul Sing Redemption. Like, what did you watch? Pico. That is
He made that example. He watched
but you guys would be out and but that is fuck the movie. Like, you see, because I don't watch. Like, if you watch, ask me now, what did I watch? Now I watch sport. Now I watch you see, yeah, more of a 90-minute, 80-minute.
Yeah, if you've been alive long enough, you can get bored of the movie. Anyways,
The movies,
The contrast between Roy's two animations, it's
wow,
crazy.
They both of you do it there to make
Yeah, but at least the other you can help.
Yeah, and the other one, Desmond actually went back, no? He went, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
let them watch it.
Watch the movie. Yeah. Then, Titanic, let's go there. Titanic, Titanic for me, it's just one of those movies that when you were a child, man, you know, you grew up watching in the house. It was also one of my grandmother's favorite movies. So whenever it came, I didn't have to guess whenever it came on, when it's in April, I think it's the anniversary of Titanic, right? You see, I didn't deep into the Titanic loop. April, I think it's the 12th, 19th day about. No. Whenever it came on, it's just one of those movies you watch. You just sit down and watch. And yeah, I just grew up loving the movie. And I'm also a hopeless romantic, you know. So a lot of my lines I get from Jack, you know, like Vulcan as well. Draw me like one of your friends, girls. But I usually tell me that I can't draw, so I'm learning, no? Yeah, and there wasn't space for a man, unfortunately. So, Midwest is
Garbage, man.
it wasn't space, but yeah, this my thing with Titanic. I just have like this is my relationship with Titanic, not just because like describing it is a bit weird now, but just to remind, so you know, whenever I join a streaming platform, one of the first movies that I look for is Titanic. Not to watch the movie per se, no. I'll watch it later, but I need to know if it's there,
Yeah.
if I'm going to keep my subscription.
Yeah.
You found what I mean? If it's not there, then this is not a good streaming site because it's
Maar
like
dat
anything.
that's it. That the new streaming thing, you know, where they do the editing so junk on TV or something like that.
Also, Titanic was only made so that James Cameron can go visit the Titanic, go to the Titanic 12 times. We've been to 12 times. Titanic. But yeah, it's Titanic and then GOTG2, no?
Yeah.
I'm Mary Poppins, yo. That's what I can say. The movie now, man, like for me now, when it comes to superhero movies now, I'm a DC person, you know, but DC in the sense of more animated than actual DC things. And Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the movies that truly, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, with Deadpool now, it's also there, but there's a different story there by Deadpool 2 specifically. I'm a terrible movie watcher. It's like, I tell you now, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Volume 2 is the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie that I watched.
Oh, wow.
Deadpool 2 is the first Deadpool movie. So I start in the middle, then I go back to. But with Guardians of the Galaxy, for me personally, now, the amount of action, the amount of comedy, the amount of drama, the amount of horror, I don't even horror, but you know, everything is just perfect, man. You know, it's one of those cinematic masterpieces personally, right? The music is peak.
Yeah. Great sound.
You know?
Yeah.
Just the moments, man. One of the, I think, for me, like one of the my personal favorite scenes now in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Volume 2 is where they're about to leave Eagle, right? And then Yondu comes and he's like, we only have one more space suit thing, and then he just puts it on Quill, and then they go into space, and then Desmond tells Desmond, looks like Mary Poppins. He's like, who's Mary Poppins? Right? Is Mary Poppins cool? He's like, yeah, they cool. Mary Poppins. And then this line, he might have been your father, he might have been your father, but it's not your, he wasn't your daddy now. Peak cinema, peak comedy. And then just a tribute to Yondu.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I was, when I say, can I tell you something? And this is not my personal conviction with all four of these movies. I think these are the movies, the reason why these movies are my top 4, all of them make me cry. Like, when I'm in a cinema, some movies are tearjerkers, cry for all of them for some reason, you know. Maybe in the end, maybe in the beginning, maybe through the whole movie, but tears were there, but it doesn't happen now.
I have a question on Titanic now. Like with Titanic now. You see what the guys name by Titanic Jack now?
Yeah.
So he could have survived.
Okay.
That's not how buoyancy works.
Technically, no, I agree now. He could have survived. All that man had to do was leave Rose for like a few minutes and then find something for him to survive.
Yeah, that's true. I guess they could have done that.
that.
They could have been on the same thing though, because that's
But I feel like he could have just taken Rose, I love you now. But for us to actually be together, let me go find something. Or just use another person next to you. They life tickets.
If they really loved each other, they would have died together.
props to the band though, bro. They didn't stop playing.
Also,
My favorite scene.
the band don't stop playing. The way I started crying now on Titanic was when Jack got onto the boat. I'm like, no, calm down. You're not gonna survive. You get back. You don't need to go to New York or wherever in America. Also left from Liverpool, which is funny.
Is it?
Away on the time, it's Liverpool.
I don't know this.
I want to say something now, man.
Makes sense why they sack, but
And I thought the whole time, now that they're from New York to go to the UK.
They went from
Liverpool.
England to
America.
But if you look on the Titanic, I think it's on the Titanic, it's Liverpool. It's where they ported Liverpool. So now we know why it's St. Combs.
Makes sense.
If I think of Titanic, I can't help but think of, I don't know if you guys have watched the episode of Rick and Morty where they go to the Titanic thing.
I always think of it.
If you don't watch Rick and Morty, I'm gonna send you that just that episode specifically to watch. I don't want to explain it. It's just a messed up episode of Rick and Morty.
that's
But they
so-
basically do this Titanic thing. And they basically have to experience the Titanic the way that it happened. But it's just one scene I want to talk about where it's supposed to crash. And then the captain, right, he's like, but there's a problem. And the guy asks him, what's the problem? That there is no problem. You're not going to get the iceberg. Yeah, so whenever I think of Titanic, the movie's great, but I always think of that one Rick and Morty episode. But there are great pictures as well, man. All of them. I've seen 3 of them. I haven't seen Grey or the Fireflies.
Oh, what's going on with the Fireflies?
I'm so scared of watching this because I did the same thing with All Dogs Go to Heaven. And when these movies are this bleak, they do something to you, man.
Yeah.
Change you.
They change you. So, but I will watch it for you, Roy. So I have to watch The Patriot and Grey or the Fireflies.
Yeah, man.
The
lineup is crazy.
What I'll say, you know, what's going on with the Fireflies first?
And then
Yeah,
The Patriot is
to lighten your mood.
Might lighten your mood. I really don't know what the Patriot is about.
The reason why I'm scared of finishing Grave of the Fireflies is because when I rewatched the Silent Voice for the second time, I was not okay for like days. I had to like, because like I'd stopped going to tutoring for like a couple of days. I had to like actually realign my, because I was so heavily invested in the movie. That's how I feel whenever I saw Grave of the Fireflies. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
Like I can feel the emotional dip already. So that's why I'm scared. But I'll give it a watch. I'll finish it this time.
We have opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of how we feel about the Sun. When I watched the Sun, I'm so happy at the end of it. Like the ending that makes me so happy that I don't care about the beginning.
I feel it through and through. But what I've realized, what I'm looking at the Roy Speaks, and as the Roy Speaks, you deal with a lot of lost love.
Yeah.
Love that ends up in death. All of this is just that message. What does it say about Roy Psyche? We don't know. We know therapy podcast.
I'll go to a psychologist. I'll speak with you. It was me worrying.
I major, my second major psychology, Royal. See what I can do for you.
License, get your license.
Yeah, we have a lawyer, we have a psychologist, we have a bank master, we have
a bank master?
What is it?
You're the master of the bank.
A master banker.
Yeah.
Master bank.
bank boss. Well,
That's like a name of like a TV show at TLC. Bank boss. You can go to next.
No one does anything you guys don't want to
Oh,
say.
sorry.
I'm actually going to go home and watch all of these.
How about Gladiator?
Okay, awesome. The results are in. Who could it be? Neuron activation. And then player 1 is Shane, player 2 is Liam, player 3 is Georgie. Why am I a dog?
Let's
Also,
picture it.
you put me at the, all of them are the same picture.
Editing area.
And player 5 is there. Thank you for playing. Shout out to Matthew and Sebastion. Oh, thank you to our tech team, Matthew and Sebastion, for putting this all together. I'm just gonna go to the first slide for the rest of the conversations that we're gonna have. That's okay. Yeah, just keep it there. Right, awesome. So thank you for your picks. That was great. It gives me an idea of what you all like, right? So yeah. So we're just saying goodbye to Matthew at this juncture as well. He has a date, so let's wish him luck. Make that woman happy, marry her, and remember, you can't end a date without a kiss.
Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
Goodbye, guys. See you until next time.
Awesome. Awesome. Goodbye, Matthew. Have a wonderful day. Right, so we spoke about movies a lot and films and what our favorites were. So we're gonna sort of do a little bit of a game again, right? So we're gonna go through a couple of categories, and I'm gonna attach a number to it. So I'm gonna give you guys a budget, right? Let's say I give you 20 rand. I'm gonna give you guys, let's say the category is horror. It's gonna have a certain amount of budget allocated. So horror could be 5 rand, drama could be 4 rand, right? And with your budget, you need to put together a movie. You got it. So you will have to choose the genre. You will have to, from your budget, you will have to choose the genre. You will have to choose the actor. You will have to choose the female lead. So it's the male lead and the female lead, and then the villain of the movie. All right. You guys got it?
Yeah.
Everyone's got it? Okay, so you can use your phones just to keep control of your budget. Alright, so all of you guys are going to start out with 16 rand.
16.
16 rand. That's your budget for your movie. Right?
16.
16, 1 6.
616.
Nah. No Marvel reference. Okay, everyone's got their 16 rand, right? So we're gonna start with the genre, right? Everyone's got it? Right. So for 5 rand, you can buy an action movie. Oh yeah, one more thing is I'll go in different orders every time. So you can't choose if someone else already bought something. Right? So for 5 rand, you can buy an action movie, right? For 4 rand, you can buy a drama. For 3 rand, you can buy a comedy. For 2 rand, you can buy a musical. And for 1 rand, you can buy a fantasy. Right? Right? Right. So we'll start there. So those are your genres. I'm going to read it again. For 5 rand, you can buy an action movie. For 4 rand, you can buy a drama. For 3 rand, you can buy a comedy. 2 rand a musical. And for 1 rand a fantasy. Roy, what is your first purchase?
1 rand fantasy.
So Roy's going with a fantasy, right? He's making the fantasy movie. Shane, comedy, 3 rand. So Shane got the comedy with 3 rand. Pull your budget down from 16 rand to 15 rand for me, please. Right?
Okay. You didn't ask me?
Please don't know. I'm just saying pull your budget down. And then Liam, what is your purchase?
Which one is drama? How much?
4 rand.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, drama for 4 rand. That's Liam. So right now Shane is making a comedy. Roy is making a fantasy movie. And Liam is making a drama. Right. Second purchase is who is the male lead. So for 5 rand, you get Leonardo DiCaprio. Right? For 4 rand, you get The Rock. Right? For 3 rand, you get Timothy Chalamet. For 2 rand, you get Tom Holland. And for 1 rand, you can get Ezra Miller. Starting with Liam.
3 rand, Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet for 3 rand. Right, so Shane, you're going to be last in this one. Leroy?
Okay, 5 is DiCaprio, 4 The Rock.
Yeah.
Salome is out.
Yeah.
Who's
2 is
two?
Holland.
Holland.
And 1 is Ezra Miller.
3, 2,
Tom Holland.
I'll give him 4 rand.
Right out. And then Shane, who is your
Give me the 4 rand, then it's fine.
The Rock?
It's
Okay,
fine.
awesome. So you guys are keeping control of your budget, right? Keep in mind you can't use more than your budget. Alright, so currently Shane is making a comedy with The Rock as his male lead. Roy is making a fantasy with with Tom Holland as your male lead. And then I beg your pardon, Liam is making a drama with Timothy Chalamet. Okay. Wow. Can't lie. You guys are making some good movies. Right, so female lead. So for 5 rand, you get Zendaya. For 4 rand, you get Anne Hathaway. For 3 rand, you get Emily Blunt. For 2 rand, you get Sydney Sweeney. And for 1 rand, you get Cynthia Erivo. I'm going to start with Shane.
I know who's really gonna pick now, but for the movie at least, for the fantasy. For me, I'm going with the 2 rand option. What's her name?
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Correct.
This is a very Shane-coded movie that he's making. Liam?
I need to go with the GOAT, bro. And Hathaway for 4 rand.
Anne Hathaway for 4 rand. Okay. Awesome. And then Leroy?
I'm making a budget movie. I'm making a budget movie. A budget fantasy movie. Give me 1 rand for.
Cynthia Erivo. Cynthia Erivo and Tom Holland.
I was gonna go with Zendaya, but I was gonna make Spider-Man.
The reason she's $1 not because I hate Cynthia Erivo or anything, it's just because of backlash. So you know. Yeah, I'm saying with Ezra Miller controversy, said backlash. That's why they are the more
So
on the better
what's
side.
Tom Holland 2 rand?
It was either him or Chalamet, and because Chalamet just made Marty Supreme, his clout has gone up. So I just put him slightly above Tom Holland. Look, I love Tom Holland. I'm a Spider-Man fan. No, if Tom Holland is listening to the Daily Functional podcast, I'm a big fan of your work, sir. Right. And then lastly, it's your villain, right? So for 5 rand, you get Christian Bale. For 4 rand, you get Josh Brolin. For 3 rand, you get Jonathan Majors. For 2 rand, you get Seth Rogen. And for 1 rand, you guys know Jay Baruchel? He's the lead in This Is the End, and he voices Hiccup in Out of Trinity Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Right? So the reason I chose him is that I don't think he could pull off a villain, but he was going to be the villain in the Justice League War movie, Justice League Mortal movie that got cancelled in 2009. It was going to be Max Warlord. Alright? So I'm going to read it again. 5 rand for Christian Bale, 4 rand for Josh Brolin, 3 rand for Jonathan Majors, 2 rand for Seth Rogen, and 1 for Jay Baruchel. Roy, who are you buying with the last bit of your budget? How much do you have left? Let me ask that question.
I told you I'm making a budget movie.
Yeah.
I have 12 rand.
See, oh, you win 1-1-1.
1, 2, 1. That's it, yeah.
Oh, the budget got decreased to 15, so you have 11 rand left.
It was 15, it's not
Yeah.
16. No budget cut.
Right, so it's-
Because I have 4, so I have 11 already.
Yes.
So it's 15.
Said Rogan.
It is the 2 rand option.
Mm.
Kijk, Seth Rogen.
Come on, Roy, man.
As a villain?
Nah, man.
So Roy, you're on your last pick. You chose Seth Rogen as your villain for 2 rand. Shane,
Roy? Nah, man. What's the other options there now?
so you have Josh Brolin for 4 rand, Christian Bale for 5 rand, Jonathan Majors for 3 rand, and Jay Baruchel for 1 rand.
Let me go on with the 1 rand option.
Oh, wow.
Let me go on with the 1 rand option. Because Roy just took my number 2.
So who's just taking it out?
And I was like, this is gonna be peak for the ladies fighting over 2 like skinny white guys. It's gonna be perfect drama.
So who is your villain pick for your movie?
Okay, I can't pick 5, so I'm stuck with 4, 3, 4, 3.
Yeah.
Who's my?
Josh Brolin 4 and Jonathan Majors for 3.
I'll pick my Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin for 4. Right, so there. So this was sort of just an icebreaker. So everyone's movies at the moment is, we'll start with Leroy. Leroy is making a fantasy movie with his male lead as Tom Holland, his female lead is Cynthia Erivo, and Tom Holland in a fantasy movie, and the main villain is Seth Rogen. Would you watch that movie?
I would watch it to see what Seth is cooking up.
Because the thing that if since the villain is likely the director of that movie or the producer of that movie as well. Right, Shane, so your movie is a comedy with The Rock as your male lead, which checks out. Your female lead is Sydney Sweeney, The Rock and Sydney Sweeney in a comedy with the main villain is Jay Baruchel. Honestly, that checks out. It sounds like a comedy. It sounds
It's
like
such a comedy I won't go watch. Like you know, like you see it online, it's like this is a movie of all time. Like this is what the cast is giving. I'm not Shane to Shane. Like I think Shane should be a movie producer because he has some mindset. Guy, put The Rock. And Sydney Sweeney in the movie, money. Like that's still not. I don't know. I feel like I would see it. I'm like, I would watch like 2 years later.
Yeah, maybe one day when you I feel like it would probably be something like Sydney Sweeney was dating Jay Baruchel. They break up. The Rock comes into the picture, but you gotta get the whole point of it. Awesome. And then Liam, your movie is a drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your male lead is Timothée Chalamet, your female lead is Anne Hathaway, and your villain is Josh Brolin. Okay, the villain I'm trying to think of like what it could be. I'm thinking something alongside like Anne Hathaway and Josh Brolin are married. Timothy is like the Ben 10. Are you sensing what it could be?
What I was thinking was like it's a work drama basically, like Josh Brolin's the overbearing boss.
Okay.
Like she's got Timothy as like either a boyfriend or a friend, as like kind of navigating that life, like the stress and like how trying to appease this guy is actually ruining it. More like basically I was going for the Devil's Brother. But just with Timothy as like a male trying to reel her back into life. So,
you want to say something, Lilo?
Oh no, I was gonna say and again doesn't show on Anne Hathaway, right? But because of the age difference, Hathaway and Solomon, I was thinking like evil stepdad, It's like to get out of this life. It's a drama,
Also works. Let us know what you guys think. Which movie do you think works out? Which movie do you think would be the best? And I think we should eventually like do a poll, and the one that gets the highest votes should write a script for the movie and submit it to Eminem. Come on.
Let's see. I feel like before we put out the polls but our homework now should be to go write like a mini synopsis for the movie. To give the people more, but
Yeah.
I don't want to see the then we put it on the poll.
No, also.
Down the park.
you see that?
That was a bit of an icebreaker to get our neurons stimulated again. So the next section is going to be just a bit where we'll be rating different movies in different genres, right? Like one rule though is that we cannot vote our top three as the top of a specific section. So if we said what is the best animated movie of all time, I cannot say Toy Story 3, Roy cannot say Coco or Grave of Fireflies. cannot say a silent voice. You didn't have any animation, right? So how this would work is we would take a category, whether it be sci-fi, animation, horror, whatever it may be. All of us would then say which movie we think is the best in that section. We would give it a rating, and the highest rating would then be dubbed the best movie in that category, right?
Okay.
Everyone got the rules, right? So you'll be rating it this way. You'll be rating it on the acting, the story, and the rewatch value, right? Giving it a rating out of 10, and then the highest rating. You guys got it? Okay, awesome. So first category, what is the greatest animation movie of all time, Leroy?
Why so you?
It's all Liam. Liam, what is the greatest animation movie of all time?
Greatest animation of all time. You know, we're talking about like the rewatchability, the acting, the vibe. Damn, if I were to say now, genuinely just for rewatchability and like just like connection, I would say like something like Inside Out. I think Inside Out is just an amazing movie overall. It is rewatchable and it doesn't matter. It's talking about the emotions of a kid. It's still very relevant to anyone in their stage of life. So I would definitely say, I think Inside Out. If I'm not trying to be biased, if I was biased, I would say Hercules because I love it. But if I'm looking at all the categories, I think just movie aged well.
Yeah, it did. It did.
So well. Yeah, that's my pick.
Shane?
Yeah, tough one. Minions, do not forget the move. And that's for me the phrase, man, in all the despicable movies, man. It's nice for me. This movie, yeah, cause rewatchable.
I've actually rewatched all of them.
Yeah.
So which one is the one you're taking? Cause
Yeah.
life is a highway. And I'm still highway. Okay.
No, what is another also say despicable me. Because of the vibe, like the vibe it is. It's laughable, it's fun, it's nice. But cause you can just go watch it again and again. Part 1 to part 2 to part 3, right? If I'm not mistaken, doing that all
Yeah.
thing, and then it's like also like
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like nice.
Cars make me feel weird about cars, bro. Like I don't know, car could be attractive.
I always thought the name was Porsche.
But
But it's Shelly, right?
yeah.
Leader, you got one or should I go with mine so long?
Go with yours so long.
Okay. I might get a lot of hate for this, but I can't not put this movie down. This movie I've rewatched 1,000 times. I love the acting, I love the story, and it's the movie that like opened up the world of animation to me. And that's The Lion King. Very overrated. Not overrated. A lot of people think it's overrated, but I think that it has that street cred because of how good the movie was, because of how we all grew up with it. They obviously, did some damage to it with the Mufasa movie. Music was good, but I just feel like the story it really messed up the lore. But for me, The Lion King is definitely For me, The Lion King is the greatest animation movie of all time. I think the impact that it had as well, cultural impact. Yeah, The Lion King.
For me, the Lion King.
Okay. Inspa? What can I say? Okay. Rewatch value. Nostalgia. Movie that really shaped my life as a child, and I think many of us. And one of the best movies ever. I was going to say Encanto, no? But I just canceled because something else came up. For the series, this movie was the one that really picked it, said on top, field of everything. Has to be Shrek 2 for me.
What a shout.
Like, yeah.
Elite all knowledge.
Yeah, what a shout. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
absolutely.
That was
Also,
a lot of
this,
Shrek.
When is the new one coming out?
I hope never.
Yeah, I just hope to change the animation for it. Man.
That's why.
They had to fix up the storyline because people kind of guessed what the storyline was with that one teaser. Oh my god. So, our work now is based on the 4 movies that we're given, we all given a rating based on the categories. The average would then be the rating for that movie. Everyone gets the rules, right? So, because you gave the last movie, you're going to vote first. On Inside Out, what would you give acting, story, and rewatch ability? Or should we do it acting first, then story, then rewatch? Or can we just go all three categories for the
Yeah.
movie?
Is this on me personally, right?
Yeah.
Okay, personally, no. Out of
10.
Let me go out of 5 and just double it. Give it to the next person. Out of 10 for acting. Not gonna lie, okay, I'll start with rewatchability and then just will give my open for the rest of the thing. Because I've watched Inside Out once, maybe twice, and then just never brought myself to watch it and then even watch Inside Out 2. So on that, now for rewatchability personally, I give it a 30. Yeah.
3 out of 5 or 3 out of 10.
I'd say 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's it.
6.
Then acting is pretty good, man, not gonna lie. So for acting, I'd give it a 7, a solid 7. And then for the story, the story is the other thing.
Yeah.
For the story, I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
Because like I personally feel like it does tell an important story and it means a lot to a lot of people. And in that moment you can relate to the story, right? So there's a lot of relatability to it. But for me personally, it's just a one watch and then I get it. Means me on.
I'll vote next because I get the second last vote. I would also start with rewatch. I have to be honest, it's the same with me. I love the movie itself, but I never like had that urge to watch it for a second, for a third, for a fifth time. So I think similar with rewatchability, I'd give it a solid 6 as well. Not copying Roy's answers, but that is my. I just never could bring myself to watch the second one again. I'm to watch the first one again, but I did watch the second one eventually. Story, also a 9. The thing is, it's a great story. Like, you can't, it brings a lot. It also provokes, no pun intended, a lot of emotions out of you. And it just sort of gives you like a lot of like nice insight into the mind of preteen, I guess. Preteen, yeah. And then the acting, I'm gonna go one higher. I think the acting was great. I think the voice acting was great. I think everyone did a good job, and you could sort of you can tell what it is of the voices. It's very similar to The Lion King, which I'll get onto later. The voices are very distinct, and you can tell this is Liam doing a wonderful job with Joy. And therefore I'm gonna give it an 8, and that's my voting on Inside Out. Same.
So I can give it an easy for me though. Must I start?
No, it doesn't matter in your way.
For me, right? For me personally, like for Inside Out, I would watch it maybe another second time, but not for a third time now, because of me and movies and watching it. That's a Scott.
Okay.
And then for me, I would give it like a 5. Okay. For rewatchability. Like the way I relate, like the way you can relate to the movie.
Yeah.
I would say, 7, 8. Let's give it 8. Because there's a lot of ways that we can relate to the movie because of how it plays out, and and then the other one was
the acting.
The acting. Also, I'm gonna go with the 8 because again, you could like the way that they presented all the emotions. So my favorite character in the movie is also what's the other girl's name?
Sadness.
Sadness.
Can't stand her. Sorry.
Yeah, but the way that
No, I get you.
And then I think it's the other one where Happy was like down.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't 2. Or I can't remember which.
I didn't really watch it.
But see, I remember. Anyways,
Must be my Titanic.
the Titanic, yes. But they had like the way it plays out, and I think that you know, okay, that's what plays. That's you can literally pick up. Oh, okay. The way was like, soulful man, vibes.
Lil AM, your movie?
Okay. Rewatchability. I do agree with you guys. It's not the most rewatchable, but I think whenever it is rewatched, it captures the same.
Magic.
Yeah, you can rewatch it.
Okay.
Like I'm not saying people don't tend to rewatch it, but it's a movie that the story will always be relevant. Like I said, it will always be relevant. So I will give that. I'll agree with you guys. It's about a 6 sides. I'll give it a 6 on there. Also, and this is something I'm going first now. While I was like sitting here, I was like, oh shit, I should have picked this movie. But honorable mention, Daughter of the Dragon.
Oh yeah.
In terms of the acting, I think the acting is phenomenal. The scene with Bing Bong, just sadness as a whole, like just the encapsulation of sadness is really good. Like the emotions really captured everything. There.
Yeah.
So I'll agree with you guys. Nothing is a perfect 10 out of 10, so I'll give it a 9.
Is that the story?
The acting.
The acting. Okay.
And the story, I'll give a solid 8. I think, like, it's just for relevancy, man. It will never not connect with someone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so you can't really have one because like it has that fundamental connection that you can't give it lower than that.
Okay. So Inside Out has an acting average rating of 8. It has a story 8.5, but I pushed it up to a 9. And then it has a rewatchability rating of 5.75, but I pushed it to a 6. So 8, 9, and 6 is currently the rating. And altogether that tallies up to a score of 23 out of 30, which is actually very good considering the rewatchability slander. 23 out of 30 is the rating that Inside Out got. Oh, so
that was my 2 movies that I was doing. It was either Soul and Inside Out.
Yeah.
I picked Inside Out because I think it's just a slightly better movie.
Yeah.
Just a bit more well written. So that's why I.
It was just like, I'm not gonna lie, no, so easily later on, but could be. There's an audience there. Like, if you put it in front of a 7-year-old song now,
Yeah.
so if you put it in front of a 7-year-old,
Yeah.
how much are they going to relate to?
Yeah.
It's more adult teen, you know, kind
Yes.
of thing. But yeah.
Yeah. No, awesome. Thank you guys. So we're gonna get to Cars next, and I'm gonna ask Liam to cast these voters first on this one.
Cars is an insanely rewatchable movie.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is switch your brain off. It's a good movie. So I'll give it a 7.5. I think it's just it's a solid. You can rewatch it. Like Cars, any occasion, you can rewatch it. Story. I think it's a good story, but I think the story is also overdone. Story, guy at the top of his field,
Yeah.
goes to a small town,
Yeah.
learns from a local legend, comes back stronger and better. So there's so many moves that scratches that itch. So I'll give it a 7 as well. Just because it's a fairly overdone story. Acting though, I'll give an 8.
Okay.
Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen is just like the Mater's voice actor as well. It's all like they made you feel the emotions of cars. Like I said, the car lady made me feel some type of way, and that's not just that. As a kid, you know, they were like,
You were the drive of course.
it was not just the animation, but it was also just the voice itself gave them a lot of life. So we can't knock it on that.
Yeah.
So I think 8 is really solid.
Okay, awesome. I think so what I'm gonna do is because it's like his movie, he'll vote last, he'll do his rankings last, so we can go this way around. And now, for me, I think I'm gonna give the Cars acting a 7. Because it's good. It's not because it's a bad or anything. I think it's good. It's just that I think a 7 is a good rating for it. And then with the story, I'm gonna give it a bit lower than Liam because it's overdone and because the story is good and it's a movie that I enjoy watching, but it's not very memorable that I'm gonna always carry the story with me. And it's a good movie, and I'm not trying to dunk at it, but it's just a very, very like mid storyline. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, I'm gonna give the story a 6. And with the rewatchability, maybe it's me. I have seen it a couple of times, but not as much as I would watch Shrek or The Lion King or some of the other bigger animations, if I can put it that way. So I'm going to give the rewatchability a 6 as well, simply because I do not watch it a lot, if that makes sense. I haven't seen the movie more than 5 times, maybe 5 times max, but I haven't watched it like as much as I would want. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I'm giving it a 6 on the rewatchability.
Okay, so I'll start with acting, right?
Yeah.
This is straightforward school. for the acting, I think Liam covered it perfectly. You know, the voice actors makes you connect to the
Cause.
cause. You know, there's a connection. You're like, yes, it's a call, but I can connect. I can relate in some certain type of way to this cause. So therefore, I'll give the acting a solid 8, right? Yeah. Again, same for the story. For the story, I would say, for me, no, personally, the story, it's not the first time, but because it's, how can I say, because of the acting, the story gets told slightly different for me, but also slightly better than
What it
it
was.
would have been if it was like make an example.
If we were the voice actors.
Yeah, it was like a physical. If it wasn't an animation,
Yeah.
let's say if it was like humans. If it was a human storyline, I would have been like seeing that, you know.
Yeah.
Now because it's cause it gives me something meaningful. There's now 7-year-old me talking something different, you know. So for the story, I'd give it a 7, right? For the rewatchability.
6, 7.
Rewatchability, though. Not gonna lie, no. If there was ever a list of movies watched, you know, whether I would rewatch or whether I would just be like, Titanic is in there that I've watched multiple times, Guardians of the Galaxy is there one multiple times. Cars also one of those movies that Cars is like, when it comes to Cars, I'm like the uncle, no? It's gonna take a child, put them in front of the TV, put on first movie I'm gonna put on Cars because it's for me, for kids, this is like peak entertainment. So for rewatchability, I would give Cars a 9. Like, if you've watched it multiple times, I think one of the main reasons for me personally is the rewatchability is the soundtrack in Cars, like the music also, you know. So yeah, I think it's well 9 Cars.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael, your movie?
Yeah. You guys cover basically wow motivation behind the vote for the movie. Like for the rewatchable, like you can go pick again. Even if you now decide maybe in 2 years time you're having a lumpy or something, or you're babysitting your nephew or your niece. This is like a movie I can now go just watch it, you know? And you also will be sitting like, I enjoyed this movie that back in the days, yeah. And now it's like a passing on moment. So for me it's like a I can say for rewatchability. The White Place. Yeah. Like for me the White Place is a bit, because the first movie is like exactly what is the third movie. Like he's getting old.
Yeah.
And so it's like an overlapping of storylines basically.
Yeah.
Like so and I was like, okay. Yeah, so for me story is like a 6, but yeah, Indian 18. I think you guys said it all like, yeah, when you were small you'd be like, yo, what's it called? Sally, no? Sally the female. Yeah. Yes, oh yeah, if I was a girl, yeah, you know. If I was a girl, my first question is, how would you, man? Yeah, if I was 7 years old, you're like, 6% girls. You see, and you're like, yo, if I would like for me that it's yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, I would say 6 also for 80.
Okay.
Those are the car conspiracy theories now. 10 out of 10. You must go down there and leave it all one.
Car conspiracy
There's
theories.
a lot of car conspiracy theories. Car conspiracy theories.
So-
Yeah, before I just want to say one thing there, and this might be a controversial thing. I genuinely prefer Herbie Free over Cars. And yeah.
Maybe like one time.
I don't know. I don't know why. No? Like honestly, one of my biggest goals, I told my colleagues at work, is I wanna get a Volkswagen Beetle, and then make it the car
like
from-
Herbie.
like Herbie.
2030
50 something.
50 some,
Yeah.
56.
All the votes are in. So for acting, Cars got a 7, story is 7, and the rewatchability it got a rating of 8, giving an overall rating of 22, just putting it 1 point below. Inside Out, right? And that takes us to our next movie, The Lion King. So because it's my movie, I'll vote last, and then we'll start with Rio.
that is very okay for Lion King. Where do I start? Acting. Superb. Like, yeah, the acting in the original Lion King was maybe a rephrase. The acting in the only Lion King movie is superb. Voice acting, Timon Pumbaa, Yazoo, no? Wow, score me. Making score, but at least even though he's an African lion, peaks and I would give the acting in Lion King a solid 8. Rewatchability. Again, one thing that I love about movies, right? And I think this is one thing that all movies for me. I'm not a musical fan, right?
Yeah.
Musical, like I'm not going to. I don't know why to watch musicals, right? Unless Jordan recommends me a musical, then I'll watch it. But if the soundtrack to a movie is peak,
Yeah.
I'll rewatch the movie any time, any day. And I think Lion King is one of few movies, right? It's up there with Game of Thrones. Guardians of the Galaxy, which has one of the best soundtracks ever. Because I can sing every single song, but not now. Gets me on.
On the 21st of March.
I will
Really
do a
functional
spin
off
off. I will karaoke version. To Lion King, and I think therefore I would give the rewatchability. There's a thing. Just because it is something that I would feel like I'll watch on my own. And if you look at the theme of Lion King, and you look at my top 4 movies, it's very in line with what I would do now, what I would watch. And then the other one was acting story. Story is a bit, the story in itself is the story in itself, the core story. If you take now away the sound, because I think the soundtrack to the movie also kind of carries the story. It gives you the emotions. So if you take away that, I would give the story a solid, honestly, a 7. You know, because like it's very, is it Hamlet?
Yeah, it's Hamlet.
Hamlet
That was my point, yeah.
yeah. So therefore I'll give the story like the 7. Also, apparently, this is again conspiracy. Like I wasn't going to the conspiracy. Lion King was technically stolen from a Japanese animated company, but I can't confirm it.
I know the story. They worked together on designing. They worked together like they were friends, man. And so the guy who made Kimbo, the white lion, and then the guy that worked with him was like, "Hey, cool idea."
Let me copy your homework to make it different. But yeah, same. But I can't fully. I'm not writing it based on that conspiracy. I'm just giving my.
Your honest opinion.
It's my opinion.
Okay.
Shani?
Lion King, yeah, what's about it? Always think. Because why? It's African rooted, man. Nah, like you see that the way the movies, like it's welcoming. Africa is welcoming. It's like circle of life. You're the way, the sound. Yeah. Zazu comes over. Wow. It's a new thing.
I don't know. She comes from the Lion King.
Yeah, like for me that when the mic that's what the one that mic I think was 2019.
What one is it?
I always wanted a brother. Oh, you talking about the live action?
What?
The live movie. One
Movie to say there's only
man.
one Lion King.
No, man, the Lion King, there was the Lion King, the animated one, and there was the one that mic was now.
You like yourself,
Yeah.
Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Yeah, Mufasa doesn't exist.
He's
Yeah.
a character.
Yeah, but yeah.
Say this guy's a
I
troll.
I'm the most. I can't sway this thing. What was it? Anyway, yeah, but yeah, the way they made that movie, crap, I must say. Like I didn't. What? You're like.
Can I just say that?
But the animated one, so
Can I just say that?
Thing.
If we didn't have context to like you talking about actually Lion King, it was like for me, that's when it was like the way they made the movie correct. I was like, that's when giving Lion King.
Yeah.
It's all like what kind is over Mufasa then?
The live one.
Just a
No,
quick,
like-
just a quick
Yeah.
question, Shade. 10 for acting, story, or rewatchability?
The what's about it? Eating.
Okay.
Like, long love the king. Yeah, but for me, the storyline behind it, man, like jealousy of the brother, because this one is not being, I'm the king. Yeah, it's like that in the Bible, like, yeah, but at the end of the day, like they say in the Bible also, what if one person was come back to you?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the turn.
Yeah, that's how, like, for me, like, it's one of the movies also. What comes to what is going on?
I'm
Why are you laughing?
actually thinking of a movie. I'll tell you guys one.
Why are you laughing? But yeah, also the part one of the Lion King princess, number one. And then number two is number two. That's giving the hype for
Number 2 is now a great one.
Yeah, but is that giving the hype for the Lion King? Like the Lion King movie, the first one? Always, I will give it a bit more rating 9 out of 10.
The story.
Yeah. I would rate it 9.
I didn't say there's a Lion King stand. Well, what is your rating?
Controversial take, I prefer Lion King 1.5 over Lion King 1.
Timon and Pumbaa story.
I just think it's funnier. But I do like Lion King. I've watched it a lot. I think it's really rewatchable. I'll give it 8 on rewatchability. It is a good movie. Same reason why I rate 8 so much. You can always watch it. It will always be relevant. The story is a tried and true story. It is just Hamlet. It is solid. I'll give it a solid 7. I think it's a very good story. It's not too overdone. Lion King kind of, they brought the story and amplified it.
Yeah.
Acting, dude, you can't go wrong with that. It's also good. Scar, of Nala giving you screwy eyes. It's very weird, but it's
It's his cousin.
and that was a solid 8. I think that's just it. You can't go wrong with Lion King. Solid 8. Now, if you want to watch a 10 out of 10 Lion King movie, you watch 1.5, but that's my opinion.
What is 1.5?
It's the Timon and Pumbaa
It's the
story.
Lion Pumbaa telling.
Oh, the story again, yeah.
Take it down.
I
Wow.
know Williams.
And then is the one day, like the Morning Puma was day.
That
Was
was
that
the
one
story
also?
about the Bible. You see it? I am no.
I can't remember. That is basically Mufasa and Scar, yeah. You guys have to obviously understand that I'm a lot more biased in the ratings, so please just understand that with my ratings.
I'm not gonna apologize.
Acting of this movie, I'm giving a 9. I feel like when you watch the live action, apparently that doesn't exist. You can see the difference in the quality, number one, because what the actors did with the initial movie is they made the characters them. You can't think of Zaz without thinking of Rowan Atkinson. You can't think of Mufasa without thinking of James. He was so good that they hired him for the live action to voice him again. You know what I'm saying? Like, the voice actors really did a good job. I think Whoopi Goldberg's in there as well, and a couple of other guys. That other guy who plays Rafiki, I don't want to butcher his name, so I'm not going to say it. So for me, the voice actors did a great job, and it's one of the best voice acting performances I've seen in an animation movie. Hands up. That's my full opinion, and I'm standing behind it, right? Now the story, I agree, and that's why I'm giving it a 7 as well. Not because the story is not great or anything, but similar because I've seen it before. Find your purpose, find your journey. Similar to Hamlet. What I will, to give it the benefit of the doubt, I did only read Hamlet after watching The Lion King. So, so when I watched it at the time, it was not relatively new, but I didn't know about Hamlet at the time, right? But I knew the whole storyline of you. Because the thing is, when you start watching The Lion King, and you get to the scene where Mufasa dies and Scar chases him away, you know how it's gonna end. Yeah. You know it's gonna come. You know what's gonna happen. Like, the biggest plot twist is probably Mufasa speaking in the clouds. Yeah. Like, there's no like plot twist in the
Yes,
movie.
like,
Even the death, like you could probably see it coming.
But I will say the death was a plot twist.
Was the plot twist.
in the sense that it's a cartoon,
Oh yes,
and
that.
not expecting, you know,
Oh,
the
they
whole-
cartoons.
yeah. But
Who's
then again,
that?
what
Which one was that?
which one, Tarzan or Lion
I'm
King?
not sure. Can
I
you check
think
that
it's-
one?
I think it's Lion King.
Because then it would have been one of the first like
Yeah,
equivalent deaths.
Lion King is 1994, so just check when Tarzan was made. But I know Lion King is 1994.
Because Tarzan was a much darker death.
Yeah.
Because they showed a silhouette of him hanging.
But I mean, there were some darker movies. Dumbo,
Fantasia, I know. was also-
Fantasia. There were some dark movies before that.
What the Fantasia thing, they didn't play it out the same way. I haven't watched it proper, like, because it's almost the whole family, the Russian
Yeah,
whole family.
Wasn't Black Cauldron also like just also
Yeah,
very dark movie?
Black Cauldron was also a dark movie. So there was a couple of dark ones, but like I'm saying, for me, the plot twist it didn't hit me as a plot twist. And there was no surprises, if I can put it like that. There was no surprises for me in the movie. You would kind of pick up Nala would be the one that's going to bring him back home, that he's going to go back home, take his place, kill Scar. People are eventually going to know it wasn't him. The whole, okay, I'm getting very,
But my,
yeah.
my thing is there any other way to have
To have
it?
it, so that's also the thing. There's no other
You
way to have
can't
it.
do it.
Yeah.
You can't let him just forsake throne for you, bro.
Yeah.
But
Insane plot twist if that happened.
That's just taking me down a weird rabbit hole, man. Because technically speaking, Tarzan, no, the full-length feature film, no, based on the character, no, came out in 1918. 1918. But that's not 2000 we know. So the 2000 we know
Yes.
is 1999.
Oh, so 5
And
years
then
old.
Lion King, the
Exactly.
Lion King we know is 1994.
Yeah.
So Lion King can be 2000.
4,000.
But if you speak more, you know what it is,
animation.
it's like Tarzan, the full first full length, and even the books, maybe these people go way back to like
Yeah.
1819.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go into that history. I'm not ready to fact check you guys.
But I got you, man. Rewatchability, I'm giving Lion King a solid 9, and you guys are probably wondering why not a 10? The most difficult part of watching the movie was when you were seeing Fuss's death over and over again. I couldn't handle it as a kid. It was so sad. And like you mentioned, that whole thing about not expecting it. You knew he was gonna die, but when you sit in that scene and you look at Simba climbing under his arm, man, it breaks you down, man. So I'm giving it a 9 rewatchability. I watched this movie probably 30 times. It's a great movie. So yeah, I'm gonna tally up the votes. So for acting, the Lion King currently stands on a 8, right? And then on the story, the Lion King currently stands on 7.5, so I push it up to 8, right? And then on what is the last one? Rewatchability, 9.25. 9.25. Wow, good at maths. So that's a 9. And 9 plus 8 plus 8, that gives us a total of 25, taking it up to 25 in the Lion King, right? That is Shane who pushed it up like that. I'm playing. So that we'll go,
advocated like crazy now.
we'll go with the last movie now, and that is Shrek 2. So I'll start so that Leroy votes his movie last. The acting in Shrek is top. Mike Myers is a great actor. You would not know that is Mike Myers acting as Shrek if someone doesn't tell you that it's Mike Myers acting in Shrek. The acting in Shrek is top. Eddie Murphy as Donkey. If they ever make a Shrek movie without him as Donkey, I just don't think we should watch. Like you should just like boycott it. Yeah.
I believe.
So Shrek's voice acting is great. Cameron Diaz, similar. I guess I just didn't watch a lot of Cameron Diaz movies growing up, but I didn't know she was Fiona either until someone told me she was Fiona. Well, this is Shrek 2, so I can't speak about Lord Farquaad and them now. But even Prince Charming was fun, and the fairy godmother. And sorry, I'm going with everyone now, but that's how good all of them were. The father, John Cleese, the king, all of them were good, and therefore I'm giving Shrek's acting a solid 10 out of 10. Right? I think it was brilliant, and I could go on with all 4 of them, but we speak specifically on 2. Great movie. Storyline, Shrek 2, similar to The Lion King, I think you kind of figured out a lot of what's going to happen along the way. I think you knew they wouldn't accept him because he was an ogre when he got there. I'm about to take one specifically now. You knew they wouldn't accept him. You knew they would eventually accept him. And you knew, okay, plot was Dad being the frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring it up now.
Yeah, Dad being the frog was a genuine plot twist, but the story was good. But I just do think that there wasn't too many surprises for me. But yeah, so I'll give that. Shrek being handsome also great part of the movie.
Yeah.
I always wish though that they turned the cat into like a tiger or something. I don't know why I thought like I always wish that always happened. But story I'm gonna give a solid 8, right? I'm not hating on it, but I think like maybe there were certain parts that could have sharpened a bit more, yeah. And then the rewatchability, Shrek 2 is the shortest of the 4 movies. It's a quicker watch. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. And I mean like who doesn't want to look at sexy Shrek all the time? So I'm giving rewatchability a solid 9. Yeah, I love Shrek 2, man. I love all the Shrek movies. The third one is the weakest, but I still love that one.
Yeah. The third one was when a dad dies, huh?
Yeah.
That is my favorite scene of all the Shrek movies. Where they sing the song.
Where he's actually died when he's dead.
When he's dead, and they sing the Beatles song.
Live and let die.
that saves the movie for me. That movie could do nothing wrong after that point, and it was a perfect movie. But I do agree with Jordan. The acting, just the voice cast alone, strengthened so many people's career, started so many people's career. It was, you could see the people behind the characters had fun.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Murphy could be Eddie Murphy, bro. So I would also give it a 10. I think you couldn't ask for better cast.
Yeah.
The only other cast I would rate, not highly, give like a close to a 9. Is the cause of How to Train Your Dragon, because they all just fit their voices perfect, but as people loving the characters.
Yeah.
When Shrek, this is people creating and expanding so much further than the character, and I think that's what just made the movie so much better. Like anyone, bro, the gingerbread man, Pinocchio. Any person you pick on that cast, the voice was perfect. Yeah, it's just it's so much for memes. Well, we like memes like that just
nostalgia.
Story. I'm a huge fan of satirizations, and that is what Shrek is. It's a satirization on the fairy tale genre. So I have to give it a 9 just because of like that's why I like Scream. It's a satirization of the horror genre. That will always be interesting to me. Is the story the strongest? No, but it's a story very well written and planned out very well, and you can see nuances in characters, and you can see layers. Shrek is like an onion, yes. But yeah, so I have to keep
but like 5 bucks.
And then in terms of rewatchability, it's arguably one of the most rewatchable movies. There is no uncomfortable scenes. There is no this makes me feel iffy. It is like you watch the movie on a good day, on a bad day, and your good day becomes a great day, and your bad day becomes a good day. And that's just how it's both for it. So I have to give it a 10. It is one, if not the most rewatchable movie.
Okay. Shrek 1. So for Shrek 8. No.
You told me that Shrinks the oldest person there. He's gonna be there when the Dreamworks ends.
You guys know that ice. Anyways, so for me, the first Shrek, in general, like everything together for me, that's an 8 rating. But Shrek 2, I think it's because of the way it just goes on, and how it goes up. Shrek 3 every year is like. But Shrek 2 ultimate, like I think donkeys like the way it says, where are we now?
That's Shrek 1. Are we there? No, Shrek 2.
Shrek 2,
Yeah, that. Like the way for me the 80s. Let me start with the 80s. Like for me again, the 80s was like you could be like, nah, man. If you see like for example, Eddie Murphy is well known. Like the way he's just being creative with in the voice for Donkey, you're like making the character, you'll be like, this guy's always funny. And he is. And Mike Myers being Shrek, and you're like, oh, good. Also handsome Shrek.
Sexy guy.
Sexy guy. I want to be like him one day.
What can you say?
Yeah, what if-
But it is always handsome though.
Skinny. And yeah, either way. So for me, like the acting behind the voice, that's for me a man. Good acting. Like, even for them being like, see, you know, the muffin man. The muffin man! Yeah, the guys, yeah. I think we watched, I saw a thing, yeah, what's it on? It was last year. In the like a watching thing. They were like, do you know the muffin man? And everybody in the summer just, I think they like talking to us.
Yeah.
And everybody can just single-mindedly relate to the voice.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, for me, Shrek, for rewatchability, nostalgia, 10. I'm gonna rate this movie 10.
Story? 10.
Story. Like, it's good. It's a 2 storyline. Brilliant. Especially from the middle when they found, and then that guy, I think it starts in the beginning where Prince Charming's coming, and then he's finding out, yeah, but he's been what's here number 5. How? What did I mean?
I love that scene. I love that scene with him.
And then yeah, it's like, unfortunately, yeah, and then he comes, he's like, oh, yeah. Ja, ook al van zijn het altijd even zo weer. Ik kan zijn wel weer niet zo. But yeah, man, yeah. For me, the story take 2. Good. Like, because you can see how it's playing up and building up. The mother helping him.
Yeah.
And then everything's just building up and building up. And now Shrek's meeting the fairy godmother. And then everything just playing up and up and up and up to the end. Storyline for Shrek 2. Good. Secret. Is that yeah. But the storyline?
On me, first thing I'm gonna start off with, I'm gonna say Shrek is life. Shrek is life.
Oh god, that video.
That's a bit good. Then I'm gonna start with the story, alright? Because I think this is gonna be my lowest rating for this thing. With the story, right? I think from a technical perspective, right? The plot of Shrek, there's a lot happening in that hour 30 minutes, hour and a half, say 2, yeah. Right, so there's a lot of plots that, like, if you break it up, you can see we're going too far away.
Yeah.
Far away. That's what I was trying to kill me. That's what, there's a lot happening in that. But what I love about the movie is even though there's so much happening, because you get introduced to Puss in Boots, new character, Mudwaiter, and then it's like a whole different thing. So for that, because for some people it might be a bit too much. I would give it a solid 8.
That story?
The story is for acting, I think you all mentioned it now. You all mentioned like Shrek, Donkey and so forth. But also I do believe acting from the side characters as well. The extras in the show, in the movie, they all knew the assignment. Everyone came like rent was due, bro. Like everyone's rent was due that time. I don't know if it was an economic crisis or whatever that time period, but everyone came to act and they just made the story, From the 3 little pigs to fairy godmother, to the fairies that's got tricked, Even the beginning of the movie as well, the opening scene, where they go to where they get married, the honeymoon. Yeah, just superb, Soundtrack again. The soundtrack for all the
All the Shrek movies, yeah.
Music and movies for me, always a good match. For acting, solid 10. And now coming into the soundtrack, because of that soundtrack, I will also give it a 10 because this year alone, I think I've watched Shrek 10 times. This year alone, Shrek 10. Now watch it again later on because the year's so long, So this is on Shrek,
Awesome. And that takes us to a tally of 28. So that means that, according to the Belly Functional Podcast, Shrek 2 is the greatest animation movie of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I co-sign it.
I can state it. You should have like a certificate which is Belly Functional, the greatest movie of all time.
Really functional.
I think we should make this a series. Yeah, I think we should actually make this a series. Like, obviously now time we're not gonna
Yeah.
finish it, but I think if you guys sound off in the comments, if you guys would like to have an episode, maybe next episode we do 2 genres. I think that should be enough to cover that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That was
Yeah,
fun though.
because
That was
we
really
learned
fun.
a lot about
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
That was really fun. Movies. That's why I love the movie topic. It's anything you can talk about.
Yeah.
2026 now. Loads of movies coming out this year. What are you guys most excited about to watch?
Is Supergirl coming out this year now?
Yes, Supergirl's coming out this year.
Okay, I might put Supergirl. I might put anything really DC related.
Clayface Lanterns.
Lanterns looks interesting. I don't care if it's not green. Okay.
Why would a Green Lantern, no? But you're not green.
That's why it's called lanterns.
Come on, I won't lie. I have to disagree with Liam. I hate the whole thing. I hate this thing of taking away the color. The color is so. It is a character that has to have the color as a big part of it. Green Lantern.
It's like, isn't. Because remember what the Lantern called? Like, each
Yeah.
side was not representing
Yeah.
everything. So how you gonna.
I'm trusting the vision. I'm trusting we haven't seen everything in the trailer. So it's gonna happen. Now the guy has some concerning things. He doesn't like green, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm saying from this current point, I don't care to do green instead of green.
Okay.
Will my tune change if I don't see any green?
It has to.
Yes. There has to be. It's a Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
You want to bring the blue lanterns in here? Or what are they going to be like? Off turquoise?
Exactly. That's what. That's. Look, I think that the actors that they got for that also do a good job, right? And I genuinely trust in James Gunn. I do, but yo, guys, I hate when they take away the color from a character. It's the same thing with Arrow in the CW.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too mad at it because it was Arrow. But Green Lantern is green is so important. Obviously, the movies I'm excited for is Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm worried because we have no trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day and it's coming out in like 3-4 months. So I'm kind of worried about that, but I'm excited for that, for those movies. What about you, Shane?
Now that you mention it, Doomsday, I was wanted to ask now, when is Doomsday coming out? Because I know they said 2026, but I was like thinking, is it November? November side? I'm not sure, but that's one movie I'm excited for. Just for to see what they're gonna produce in the movie of Michael Jackson.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Michael.
so yeah, that's a movie I'm gonna watch. Just want to see, okay, what lies are they gonna add in there? You know, but yeah, people
Insane statement.
able to take it out. Just say something I said you love, like the love that from Michael Jackson or something. Yeah, so yeah, that's one movie that we saw Doomsday. And they still kind of film with Sick, right?
Is Series 5 still coming out this year?
According to
They said in the first time July. And I'm like, and then the memes flying and the people's like, no, the people that know the character, they're gonna be like, it's like an hour, it's like 20 plus. In our age get together and they're like, no, the small kids of the day, they don't know who's Sick. We are gonna bully them out of the cinema.
It's coming out in 2027.
You see, much longer. But that's one movie I'm waiting out for.
I think the consensus, we're all excited for Doomsday, right? So I'm just putting it out there. Then another movie I'm excited for recently is I saw this now, Scary Movie 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's releasing June, I think.
Why not full gay?
So that's one movie I'm excited for, just because the Wayans brothers got full creative control again. So it's gonna be something to look out for. Also Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
I wanna see where it goes.
I don't know.
Like that's my thing. It's not an excitement, you know. It's just, I wanna see. Yeah, I'm just curious about it. And then the last one, I think I was gonna say Scream, but Scream's already out, so I'll watch it now. So
Really? You really gonna watch Scream?
I'm gonna watch it again.
I have not seen a single good thing about it.
Also after what happened with the actors.
Yeah.
What happened with it?
They voiced their opinion on Parasite and they fired it.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's
While they fired Melissa Barrera and then Gina Ortega.
Gina Ortega left out of principle.
Yes, it's on fire. Then the other one I'm looking forward to, I don't know if it's getting released this year, Street Fighter.
Yes, oh, that looks good. It does look
It
good.
also,
I'm gonna watch. I'm probably gonna pirate it.
or is it Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat 2 and the
Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter, yeah.
So I'm
Two
gonna
pirated movies. Guys. I'm not
Can
going
you
to watch that.
after it? King of Fighters.
We'll never get a movie. This
I-
we never loved it. I play King of Fighters religiously, and I know it's not getting a movie.
Nah, but let me just check because why? What's that guy from WWE?
I'm a huge SNK fan, dog.
Is it Street Fighter?
Street Fighter and MK. They're getting the movies.
Are none of you guys fans of Star Wars for the Mandalorian Grogu movie?
Yeah, it's Street Fighters and
Yes.
King of Fighters.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I am not about a Star Wars life anymore. I used to be a Star Wars nerd. I think I just got fatigued with like trying to follow the MCU. I couldn't follow another universe. It's spending so much.
Guys, please take time and make time to watch movies. I think one thing that I've realized today is that movies play a big role in all of our like coming up,
Yeah.
way we think, and sometimes it just provides like genuine comfort. You know what I'm saying? And I think all of us, well, Shane is done studying, and you get 6-week vacation. But the rest of us are all, working and studying, so it's difficult to find the time. But I think it's so important just to find that 2 to 3 hours and just switch your mind off and just find something else that's going to give you a little bit of a just a nice warm feeling, or break your heart for entertainment value. But yeah, I think like we should just keep finding time to find movies and things that we like again. I'm still looking forward to watching Wicked for good. I still haven't seen it, but I'm gonna watch it.
I love Wicked 1 and like Wicked 2.
And then yeah, is there anything as we close off this episode? What are you looking forward to in the next month? Just let us out on Into Your Lives as we close this off. We'll start with Liam.
I am halfway through reading through something. I'm gonna finish it this month, which I'm up for. And then I think I'm also gonna go rewatch Hunter and Dragon. That's really good. I'm like maybe
Live action?
Don't insult me like that. I'm gonna go rewatch the original animation. Cause like I don't listen to a lot of music, but that soundtrack, the Hans Zimmerman soundtrack of Hunter.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. So yeah, that's what I want to.
Awesome. What about you, Mr. Michaels? Taking another 6-week vacation?
No. Anyways, like, anyways, for me, what can I say now? For me, what I'm watching out for, I'm going to check that movie of Georgie. Patriot. Because I'm so stuck, man. I thought I was just seeing the Patriot in Georgie. I want to see what is the Patriot before I can be like, okay. Yeah, I just want to see. So that's one movie I'm definitely gonna check out. And then I think I'm gonna watch a couple of movies maybe again over.
What's Grave of Fire for all?
Oh yeah, that one also. Fire for us. But if I'm taking off mental
Another
health,
6 weeks.
6 week, yeah.
I'm gonna lie, I can't help it.
and then that's like I'm losing that. But yes. Yeah.
What about you, Mr. Roy? The bank master.
Master Banker.
No, it's the master banker.
Master Bank. Hey, yo. It sounds.
It sounds.
Master Bank. You say it fast enough, so and now for me, yeah, not a lot. What's coming up? I'm gonna watch movies more. I think one of my biggest things coming up now, because I've been listening a lot, so I've been getting back into like I feel like this is weird now.
There's a movie. It's a movie. I forgot that.
Yeah, it's not a movie, but like it's
Movie shaped.
yeah, it's Hollywood goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
No, not going to Vegas. They were Hollywood
Vegas.
last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, not a lot. Like maybe getting fun started on a kid point that I've been working on. you know. Then work, play, make things, do things, enjoy life, and then listen to music. Got into a few songs recently, which is fun.
Money.
And yeah, make money, make goodness, economic.
My goodness.
I make
I mean,
goodness.
I would love to see a baby Roy.
What is that rap? What does the rapper say?
Correct.
Get money if
Oh my god. Who said that?
I know that
I remember seeing like the lyric thing. Yeah.
Get money if female dogs.
I was gonna quote Jay now, but I'm gonna quote Jay.
From my side, I think same. Just gonna make some time. I think I am more into TV, especially sitcoms. I watch sitcoms all the time. I'm kind of like taking off as much as I can. I'm getting into the office soon. I'm finishing up Abbott Elementary. I also want to start with Seinfeld, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Because I watched the crossover between It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Abbott Elementary, and those characters were hilarious. So I want to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And then I'm just trying to think of as much sitcoms as I can. So that's basically. And then someone is forcing me to watch Friends, and I'm on the Friends with it. But
Rather watch Friends over Seinfeld.
is Seinfeld not great? My colleague, the same colleague, told me to watch Seinfeld and Friends.
I'll send you a couple of clips.
Okay, awesome. But yeah, that's me, and I'm getting back to my running, so that's great. Life is in a really good place. So yeah, looking forward to the next month, couple of weeks. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you to all the viewers who tuned in to another episode of Barely Functional, the 5th episode of Barely Functional. That is half of 10. And next week, well, let me not say next week. How often do we release? Every 2 weeks? Every 3 weeks? Every 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, you will hear episode 6, and we will continue with what is the best movie in a specific genre again. And we would love to hear your thoughts on the movies that we bring up and whether you agree with our opinions. Have a wonderful day further, and that is it from the Barely Functional team.